Who'd you wrestle in the
regional.
final?
Welcome.
Oh. We have a side combo. Sorry.
Yes.
Side conversation.
I wonder if, hopefully they didn't hear too much. Welcome to our 189th episode of Gorilla Radio. I'm Joe Caprino. We have a special guest today, Cameron. Is it Sakon or Sakon?
Sakon.
Or
however you want to say it.
Allegedly, he was a shoe guru. Allegedly, he was a state champion.
I think the state champion was a positive. Like, we're sure he's a state champ, shoe guru. We're gonna find out.
Joe, that was Joe's title, not mine.
And we also do have Mike. When he was at Calumet, they shared shoes. They had to change them in between matches, just like they shared headgear, right?
Yeah, you had to find someone around your size. We actually had to share singlets too.
Everything, right down the skivvies between matches.
Jocks.
That's why we had such size difference. We had, a big 119 and a big 130. So 19 gets done, 130 gets that singlet. You got to you can't eat enough to get too much bigger than the guy 2 weights ahead of you.
Nice.
You guys didn't do that? All right.
Not even in G-Town we never did that. We at least had singlets.
I see what we're doing now.
So, we're going to talk wrestling and shoes. Let's make sure this chat viewer never gets... I want to make sure we get our chats working, because I know we are going to have lots of comments. I just put one in there, and it did not work. We were going to be talking... We're going to start off with a rant first, because everyone loves it.
You're going to start with a rant. We're just going to kind of be in here.
Yes.
Listening.
Yes, you're going to... An ad, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I like to keep my opinions. We're going to find out.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure we got to get this chat going. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. We're there now. Okay, I got to move that down just a tad bit so we can hear everybody. Oh, your buddy Lamont Bradley's back. So
Lamont was one of the guys I had to share shoes with, bro.
So hopefully he likes your shoe, because you guys didn't have a choice, did you?
Nah, Lamont's a good dude, man. I wouldn't share his shoes. He had foot fungus. Dude legitimately had some of the worst smelling feet I ever saw. I don't know if that's a fungus or what, but...
You smelling his shoes?
Bro, no, you could smell him when he has to put them on. I don't know if you guys wore your wrestling shoes to the room. You'd usually carry them down, and people would be dying around this dude.
Nice.
It was terrible.
Jeez. So, first off is a fun little rant, because I guess time to rant. If anyone saw there, I did make a Facebook post today that kind of a lot of people were commenting on, and I'm just going to give a fair warning to people out there that on social media, especially Facebook, mainly Facebook, that there's a group that is stealing your post, stealing school posts, ripping off pictures, ripping off captions, ripping off everything in there, and posting it as their own, okay? They claim they're promoting wrestling. They're not. When you steal those posts, you're stealing the clicks, you're stealing the views, you're stealing everything on social media that makes that program's social media grow. And when you pawn it off as your own, it hurts your views, it doesn't grow. So check out the post on Facebook, but the same, they're not people that you want to use. And I've already had a lot of comments from people privately and publicly that that they saw that and have kind of, they were like, oh, that's kind of cool, and now they're like, no, that's not cool. So just be aware if they steal school posts.
Dude, I gotta go check out Bandit shirt, man. You can keep your rant down going. I forgot I said I was gonna do this.
I almost was gonna remind him. So yeah. So basically, these people just go and they rip off the post and they claim their own as their own and try to get their clicks and stuff. So I'm not into it. If you hit the share button when you share those posts from IndianaMat, from Brownsburg, from Crown Point, from whatever, South Putnam School, whatever, if they make a post, those coaches and stuff have put the time in to do it. Share it, press that share button, and they get the clicks. Right, Cameron?
I'm all for it.
Good.
I'm not into social media, so I can't speak much to it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll just say I know it is 1,000% a calculated way they're doing that because they want to generate the views on their social media instead of yours. So there's a reason why they're doing stuff, and they've been pilfering stuff from IndianaMat and like copying it word for word and then saying, "Hey, it's mine. Look, I'm giving you this preview," even though you can go to a nice little page on IndianaMat and get that same information in the same exact format. So yeah, so don't support those people. I don't even care if you don't support me, but don't support those people. So anyway, we're gonna talk shoes. Cameron,
Before Joe gets back,
You mean
since
Mike?
this is episode one, excuse me, sorry, since Mike gets back,
Yeah.
Joe's already left. Since this is episode 189, who is your favorite 189 pounder?
Ever?
Ooh, my favorite
I couldn't find my
189.
shirt, man. I tried to look real fast. Dude, it was a long weekend, Ben. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
If I put you on the spot, we were just trying to kill time before you got back.
189.
My favorite 199 ever?
Ooh, that's
Brad
a good.
Stevens, man.
Brad Stevens is good.
Who's your favorite 189 ever?
I don't know.
That's a
I just
good-
saw that when you said the name of the episode, I thought about it. James
Mine's-
Brim, was he 89?
That'd have been a good thing to do as we gone up, like our favorite 115 pound. You know.
And you got 195, 190. You got
Yeah,
some coming up.
We get a couple in here.
My favorite 189? Nate Fowler, bro. Nick Fowler. I think was Nick 189? I think so. He's about 289 now, shredded muscle.
He's the Calumet kid.
Yeah,
195 maybe.
yeah. I mean, those dudes were pretty big.
Yes.
I like those guys. My favorite 189 teammate? Craig Aranda, bro. Gargoyle.
I gotta figure out who was 189 when. That's my question. That's what I'm trying to figure out because it's changed.
We'll have some Mooresville talk.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk some shoes and some wrestling. So let's we're gonna start since
What did you finish your rant on? Hold on. I'm sorry, man. What did you finish your rant on?
It's 3 minutes.
yeah, it wasn't too long. It's basically just summarizing my post that I made, and check it out. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to send a message and just promote those sports, those schools, and their programs the right way. Hit the share button. Don't copy it.
Hit the share button. Give credit, man. If you don't give credit in college, they'll kick you out.
Yep.
For all you aspiring students, man.
Yes,
Don't go to
called,
college and plagiarize your papers.
plagiarism or something. So
Yeah, don't do that.
yeah. So we if you didn't check our social medias, mainly the Facebook and the Instagrammer, that we did some interviews with some kids, got their shoe preferences, and I guess Stefan Miocic has these really nice shoes. Hopefully I get a pair. I've been promoting.
Dude, I'm not just trying to get a Stefan Miocic hat. I'll wear it right here on the show, maybe. I'll wear my Bandit shirt first, then I'll wear a Stefan Miocic hat.
He has his own shoes coming out.
Yes.
He does.
Yeah. Well, they are out. Some kids have them. I've seen a few of them with
Oh.
them. So allegedly they are really nice, but I have to try 'em myself. So
No,
You-
Glenn Baldwin.
I do have one of my shoes
No.
in here. I'll show you the ones that I do not have that are not on my list, but these are nice. Converse. They are the Cliff Keen Dynatex. Bottoms look pristine almost. So if you guys want any, I don't know, I might sell them for the right price. If you guys want, I will wait for the shoes of our list. I do have my list already ready.
Are we
So-
going 5-1 this time, or are we just going to go 1-5? Let's go 5-1 this time.
Oh, Book's in here. Do you see that, Cam?
That might
Book's
be your
in here.
favorite 189 ever?
Yeah,
Jeff-
there's a good
oh, gosh.
189 pounder.
Now I'm embarrassed. He was my favorite heavyweight.
And Lance Ellis. Look, the legends are coming out for you.
Answer.
They want to know about their favorite wrestling shoes.
Man.
One of Lance's old shoes is on my list.
Uh-oh. So let me get my. I gotta find. Where did I hide the text? So we're gonna have to put it. So I don't know where to put it on here. So give me a second. That's add source. I guess we just gotta add text somewhere. Woo.
We're going rankings early tonight, per request of the 126-pound champ of the Al Smith.
Four-time champ.
Four-time champ of the Al Smith. Ever. He said
Yes.
he needs to get these shows early, rankings early, so he can go to bed.
Yes, I'm gonna. Hold on a second. Got to do some housekeeping here. Okay, there's mine. Okay, we will put them right there. So, what do you want to go 1 through 5, or do we want to do 5 through 1?
Let's do 5 through 1.
Okay. Let me. Use this new source. Okay.
And again, if someone picks it, then you can. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Cameron, do you want to go first, or do you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, let me get this all set up here. Paste this new source. Really well prepared today.
He was too busy getting all these rants off, bro. You guys don't even know.
Yes, so we will
Fighting
go.
people on Facebook.
Okay. So this will be 5 to 1. Our favorite wrestling shoes. I can guarantee, the ONEVs aren't going to be on my list just because I haven't had them yet. So, Nate Moore, number 1. So let's go. Who's your number 5? What is your number 5?
My number 5 is the 2005 blue and black Adidas Adistar zip-ups. I don't know the exact name of them, but they were originally the Sydney shoes, and then in 2005 they were the white or the black and blue ones.
Nice.
Do you guys remember those?
I do.
Yes. Woo, baby, we need to. Yeah, those are nice. I think aren't those on your?
They are, but different color, different year.
Okay. So.
We're not doing the pictures? No.
No, because I don't think I have enough for them. Enough room on our screen. What is yours?
So my number 5 is one that I never had. I really wanted them when I was like a freshman and sophomore. I want the Kendall Cross Ad Stars, the originals, the all white with the fat black stripes. I seen Coach Cook had a pair under the lights when he was a freshman at 103. So I never had that pair, but I really like those ones.
Nice.
Eddie Fowler used to come back in the room with the black and white ones. I was always jealous, but I mean, he had a job and a career, and I wasn't just getting $150 wrestling shoes back then.
So my number 5 is the Nike purple Air Reversals.
I guess I should also preference my list with I haven't worn a wrestling shoe probably since like 2008. So my shoes are gonna be 2008 and less.
Mine are. I think that was my newest shoe. Was 2005 on my list.
Nice.
I will say, aside from Nike, I think all the current shoes are so ugly. I wouldn't call Combat Speeds current.
Yeah, hold on. I'm moving our to above us. That way we can actually see what's being typed.
Ooh,
Joe, what year are those
like
shoes?
what was it? Nike purple reverse? I gotta see. I want to make sure I know these.
Were those
year
the
are those?
Mike
Ooh,
the
man,
Jordans weightlifting
mid
shoes?
to late 90s. Those are very mid to late 90s.
Ooh, I see those. Okay, I like them. All right, so we're going back to Cameron at number 4.
Yes.
No snack. All right, I'm gonna go with the original Blue Gables. Everybody wore them in the 80s. It was either that or the Asics Tigers, it seems like. Or if you're John Smith, you wore the Brutes. But it seems like everyone wore those Asics Dan Gable with the big tongue sticking out.
Let's see. Which ones? Are they just called the Gables?
I think so. They had a signature on the side. They were all blue,
Yeah.
white bottoms, split sole.
Okay. We'll have to make sure we get the right terminology. I'm not the the exact shoe guru.
I didn't look up the exact name of them either.
Okay, I'll find them. I know which ones you're talking about. I think I might have some. I do have a nice magazine from 1996. They might actually be in here. They have this is classic stuff.
Too.
So, let's see. I think I might.
Is there a dude in like a Michigan singlet or a Wisconsin singlet?
So the Gable comp. See, I got some Gables there. I don't know.
Yeah, those were the new ones. Those were the flat bottoms.
Okay. You got some split seconds. There's the international lights. The reflexes.
Mike, are you gonna pick the all white modern day ASIC Tigers?
I'm not. According to everyone south of Indianapolis, I'm a South hater. So, and I hated those shoes. Now, my number 4, classic, black and red combat speeds. Watched my boy Thurman Stone win a state title in those. That was like the signature shoe that, man, I was like, man, that's the one. I got a pair. I loved them. That's a great pair of shoes.
Nice.
When we were growing up, if a kid in grade school was wearing those, you're like, that kid is good, and he always was good.
If the next level of that, if he had those like baby blue and pink ones, you're like, I'm probably got to get smoked.
Yes.
Like his mom and dad's let him wear those out there. He's probably pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna put mine. I'm gonna see if we have real shoe gurus on here. You guys know what this is called, so you guys can't say it. We will give you 5 minutes until 9:20 fast time. If anyone can name what these shoes are, these are my number 4. These are my high school shoes. They are Adidas. Whoops. If you can name these, I'll get you an IndianaMat shirt. Joel, you're not allowed to comment. I don't even think you got it one time when I put them up there. Put them online. You can comment, Joel, but you're not allowed to win. Mike Deanna wrestling shoe? What? Jeez. So that I'll just put Adidas for mine for right now. But if someone can name that, I will be very impressed. Because they are very. I'll show him again. Nice little Adidas. Nice little lightning bolts on the bottom. So, if anyone can name those, you'll get I'll send you a shirt. Maybe a sweatshirt. Maybe a sweatshirt like what Mike has on. So.
Ooh, rapping. Got it this weekend.
Yes. So, I'll tell you exactly what those are in a minute. So, what's your number
Unknown.
3, Cameron?
My number 3, Mike already said it, is the Kendall Cross Adastars. I don't care if they're the whites or the blacks. I like them both.
Yes. Yep. I'll just say that is on my list also.
I feel like I'm going heavy Adidas here. Maybe. My number 3, the original the first year John Smith Matt Wizards with the strap top, white with the black stripes. Pretty good. Let me see. Can't see it on my phone.
Oops,
Yeah.
Move it over.
Yeah, sorry. I'll show it at the camera right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I had those ones. I loved them. Not enough to take care of them. But, I mean, I feel like if you're collecting wrestling shoes, it's probably pretty hard. They get tore up pretty well.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know how your shoes stayed so good, Joe.
Hey, man, they lasted. They're straight from my senior year in high school. So, my number 3, man, I gotta go with the Kendall Cross. I'm making a tough decision. I'm moving one up. The Adidas. I am very Adidas heavy too. So, Kendall Cross, the black. Kendall Cross, black and I can add a star.
I have some honorable mentions too before we go.
Yeah.
Well, at the end, I'll have some honorable mentions.
One of mine will be the second John Smiths that came out a year or two after. Those were good.
Yeah.
They were black and gold, or there was a white and green one also.
Yeah. So, once I get to my next one, I'll tell you what the other ones were. So, what are What's your
I've
number
got no
two?
more Adidas, so my number two is the original Nike Kerry Colot shoe from, I don't know, was it 2000, 2001?
Yeah.
2000.
They
Which
were,
color? Which one are you going with?
I like just the black. What was it? Black and blue?
They had like a
It was a
black and
black and white.
Yeah, it's like a black and white.
The,
Um,
the white was around the ankle. They were low cut on the ankle. They were split soles, but they were like real firm on the bottom. They were great shoes, like little booties.
are they called like the speed sweeps or something? Or am I wrong?
Nah, I think they're are you talking about the Colette 2000s? Or are you talking
Yeah.
about? I think there's the Colette 2000s.
Kerry Colette. They're called the Colette Speeds. Ah,
Are you talking about the Speed Sweep Supremes, Nike, all black?
Yeah. They say. I think they're the ones that they said the Colette. Okay, they're just called Colettes. Colette 2000 is what the ones. Okay, yeah. Matt Hogs. No, they're not Matt Hogs.
My number two, the Adidas Sydney EQT blue and silvers. These right here.
Yeah.
The first like zip up shoe. They have like a neoprene inside. Those were awesome.
Those are classic. Especially
Those were the
for
original zip ups.
Yep, about your guys' era. So
I
my
didn't think
number
they had,
two.
did they have lace on these? I don't remember.
Yeah, they did.
They took away the injury time for tying your shoes, right? When everyone's starting to tape their laces.
Yep. So my number two is the Combat Speeds, red and black. Can't go wrong with red and black. I still have a pair now, so that's what I'm going with. Definitely need to do better with our graphics here, but so these ones are the Europa Blitz. So it is very. They are very rare. They probably only came out for a year or two, but they held up. Maybe
Tell me how
next
good
when I
of
come to
shoes they
practice,
are.
I'll wear them and I'll show you. So
Cameron, what's your number one?
My number one is the A6 International Lights. They came out with them again in like 2019, 2018, but in the early 90s, everyone wore them. The brands all wore them. Everyone wore them. They had the split sole, flat bottoms. They were black and pink, or the blue or turquoise and pink, maybe. They had a bunch of different colors.
Pretty good ones.
yes, they're very popular. So
My number one, I bought them I told you guys, I bought them at a real small shop in Griffith, like $30. I wish I'd have bought all 10 pairs that were there. The Colette 2000, the blue pair.
Oh, yeah.
I sold those. I put them on eBay. I was like, oh, I'll see if anyone wants them. I put them for 500. They were sold in like 10 minutes. And it's like one of those things like, man, I should have went more. And I started talking like, oh man, I didn't put the shipping in there. Guys, like, I'll give you an extra 100. So I sold them for like $600. I wish I'd have bought all 10 pairs there. We kind of talked about it last week. U of I used to have like an Illinois one of Colettes. And we used to see all these guys from the Twisters wearing them. I remember thinking like, those guys are probably pretty good.
Oh, Illinois had the Nike shoes that were navy and orange.
Yeah.
And they had the eye etched in the side or stitched in the side.
I remember there were a couple of dudes on the Twisters had them, and I remember thinking like, man, like they're like, oh, his brother wrestled at U of I, and you're like, dude, this dude's pretty good. Obviously, he won a lot.
yes, the good old days of checking out their shoes and knowing if you're gonna win or not. Did you guys ever have the idea of like wearing like just like a pair of old tennis shoes and going on the mat and trying to at a freestyle tournament?
Dude, I had a teammate that did that. He didn't wear it. He did freestyle state. He was like, I think he was a runner-up or a third placer. He wrestled a guy from, I think, Cathedral in the finals. It was like a 15-14 match. He wore a white T-shirt and shorts and tennis shoes.
Nice.
He never wrestled a high school match. He ended up, gang life caught him up, bro. Sad stories.
So my number one is the A6 black and white Dan Gable Ultra Flex. Those were the most comfortable and Still mad that I have not gotten a pair yet. Again, after mine blew out. Not quite the Europa Blitzes, but
What year did those come out?
98-ish. 98 or
Did they have
99.
the flat soles?
No, they're a two-piece. Let me. Yeah, I'll put them up. I do have a picture of them because no one knows what they are. No, actually they do, but let's see. Where's my shoe pictures? Nope, wrong one. Yeah, these ones. Woo.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
those two. I like them in the blue and red.
Yeah, I had the black ones. I actually there was a I had the Schindel family. We were talking about shoes one day, and I don't know if I brought those to practice or I said something about them, and Bryce's like, I think we have a pair of those in our closet. They had a brand new pair, never touched, never opened. They're for one of the brothers, and they didn't like them or grew out of them before they could do them. I'm like, dude, those are nice shoes. So, Drake Highlight and Matt Flex is nice. Yeah. So yeah, those are our shoe rankings. I will tell you what the worst shoes ever made are the Adidas orange white, the G responses. We had those in college, and not only did they look like candy corn, they were absolutely the worst thing. You could, if you're on the balls of your feet, you'd slip. They were horrible. I actually gave them to a kid in my first year of coaching, and he still wore them forever. So I'd see him.
Who are some of your honorable mentions?
Yeah, what's your honorable mentions? I have 3 honorable mentions.
I would say
Go ahead, Joe.
I had like the Colots. I never had a pair, but everyone always ranted about them that they were really good. And then the International Lights, again, didn't have a pair. Because in college, when I actually kind of knew a little bit more about what shoes were, they'd buy them for us, so I didn't have to buy them.
Yeah.
So.
I had Combat Speeds, original I don't know if the original Asics Tigers that everyone is wearing now that are you can't buy here, but the Dave Schultz gold medal at one time.
Yep.
And one is the Adidas International Elites. They were like purple and silver and gold. Do you remember those?
The International Elites.
It might be in that magazine, but I have to look up later on. All the Ben Davis guys used to wear them.
Did my guy Gil had them on or what?
I don't know about him. I just remember there used to be good Ben Davis guys wearing them.
Yeah. The Elites by... hold on. Where's my magazine? They had like green bottoms.
I don't know. I don't remember what they had on the bottom.
Let's see. I think it's in my magazine. At least, or it's one that I did not bring up. No, I did not. Unless, yeah, they have like a green bottom. I have a picture of them right here. I think.
The purple, gold, green.
Yeah.
No, not those. Same shoe, I think, but different colors.
Okay. So it's Elite Smith by Adidas.
The tongue was real tall.
Yeah. The Elite Smith International. So they were probably those. See, here are the Gables that you were talking about. Right?
Those originals?
Yeah, the blue ones.
Yeah, they have blue one. Yeah, there's a blue. You can't really see the blue and black.
Those are the ones Lance Ellis used to wear.
So a lot of people caught arrow drops in those things.
Staring at counting ceiling lights.
Yeah, like what do you have? Like 155 falls out of 177 matches or something crazy. Pretty good.
All right, Joe, what are your or did you already give yours?
Yeah, I also said. I mean, I like the. You just said one of them that I kind of liked, but the International Lights, the Colots, those are always ones I wanted,
Oh yeah,
but never had.
So my very first pair of wrestling shoes is gonna be on my honorable mention list. They weren't like great, but they got me on them. These Nike Greco Supremes. Those were my original shoes.
Those are the classics.
I feel like that was the beginner set. And then another pair of shoes I wish I would have bought. There was like 100 of them there at a Foot Locker outlet. My cousin had them. They were pretty nice, but like at that time, there's zero chance I was gonna go 0-2 or 2-2 at a tournament in these things. The Michael Jordan wrestling shoe.
Oh yeah, those
I
are
feel
the
like you
best.
gotta be really good to wear that thing. Like you gotta be on the next level.
I think those are weightlifting shoes.
They were good. They fit good. I mean, I feel like I wasn't at that level to be wearing those. And then I still have the same pair, my last pair. I actually went to my basement and found them. The ASIC Light Flexes and stuff like them.
Those are great.
These are good shoes. Are they in good shape, man? They held up?
Well, I think this is turning into like running down memory lane or old man and like yelling at the clouds. I don't think anyone knows what shoes we're talking about.
Yes.
I can hear my kids yelling in this upstairs, so I better let you guys go. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, thanks for your shoe guru-ship, and I'm glad we're all about the same age, so we all have like a lot of the same ones. So like the kids that said when they were like saying what the EXOs and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm sure I know what they look like. I mean, I knew what they looked like after I looked them up, but I had no clue what they were beyond that. So I guess I need to study more of the newer shoes.
None of us had the Rulons, and none of us had the Cale Sandersons, huh?
Yeah, I think the Rulons is kind of
I mean, those.
It should be in the top 5, I think. I mean, they've been around for like 20 years.
Yeah, but they were right after I graduated and actually cared about wrestling shoes.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, but no, those are now the aggressors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because they don't want to pay Rulon anymore, so they just call them the aggressors. Yeah, the original Rulons everyone wants, and I don't know if there's a single pair unused out there anymore. So yeah, some good shoe choices. So thank you for joining us. So
all right, well I'm gonna hop off. Have a good rest of your show. I'll be laying in bed listening to it.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
See you guys.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
Okay. Let me get rid of his stuff, and we can bring our
comments up there. Now we're on to actual wrestling.
Yes. So.
All right.
That was a fun conversation. Oops, shoot.
We usually close with that, but we thought we'd open with it today. Cameron likes to go to bed early.
Yes.
Not like us night owls.
Yes. Well, I will be out of state starting tomorrow, so this is why we're doing it today. We will not be doing it Monday or Tuesday, unless something big happens. But just so I will this week's gonna be kind of a slow week wrestling wise, so that was a perfect time to go visit some family and do stuff do stuff outside of wrestling, as the season's gonna start up pretty hardcore in the next few weeks. So we're gonna talk Al Smith first. We were both there. Great tournament.
My voice is back now.
Yes, the voice of the Al Smith. Great tournament as always. Just the competition there. Steve and Sherry and everyone else involved there really want to continue to make it a top-notch tournament. And they've already talked about what teams they want to bring in, or what teams there's if the teams that are in there don't understand that if you're in the bottom 5-ish, you might be on the chopping block. I don't think that's a secret, and if it is, sorry to put it out publicly, but that's what they're doing.
Well, and I got my first interview on Haggard, Hershey, and Zell High School Wrestling Weekly this weekend before round 1. I think we kind of talked about it a little bit. You want to go where you can compete. If you're not competing there, like, you should go somewhere where you're able to wrestle well. And I don't think that's a knock
No,
at
it's not.
anyone. Like people can always
I
come
don't think
back.
that's a.
You should go but you don't want to go there and have 10 of your guys go 0-2 or 1-2, and it's kind of feeding the purpose for you, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing is, it's almost like you can the levels to it. And I know some of the teams don't want to go. You don't want to be there and be done by the first day. Have your guys done, but that's number one. It's kind of embarrassing. I hope it should be. I mean, those coaches are going to be embarrassed by it, but they also want to make sure that their kids are getting that quality of matches and going to another tournament that's not going to have the top end talent. It just the depth. I guess it's not even the top end talent. The other events do have some top end talent. They just don't have the depth 1 through 6 to 8 that the Al Smith has. Um, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I know we were talking a little bit, kind of what's in store for the future. And that stuff's on their mind, and we always want to make it a great event. So yes, Misty, we should probably have a we should have a by generation shoes by generation ranking.
I mean, I like that we got a couple guys before the finals or after the finals at the meet. They were kind of giving their top wrestling shoes, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, and also thanks to Coach Gill and Coach Akers for volunteering, kind of, to be mic'd up in the finals. That was really cool. And I saw them go over by Cressel, and I was like, I'm just gonna record and see what they say. And actually got a real good short snippet of kind of the game plan, I guess. And I do have one of Coach Hawkins during a semifinals match, and I had to. That was the whole match. It wasn't. It was a little bit longer than Cressel's match that I'm probably gonna post tomorrow. It's real good stuff. Coaching his son, and not the best, and not a winning moment. So you get to hear some of the things he's yelling and kind of really cool stuff. And thanks to him for letting me do that. I know I had to cut some stuff out, obviously, because obviously no one wants to sit there and hear 7-8 minutes of him talking and yelling to his son. But there's some good stuff, and it's pretty neat to do that. And I think we'll kind of try to do a little bit more stuff like that. And if anyone has any ideas of questions to ask the kids of their top fives or stuff like that, I think that's always fun to get something outside of how did you wrestle this weekend. It's the common questions.
Yeah.
And see that there's personality behind these wrestlers. They're not robots.
Yeah, I think that was a really cool thing. And I know at the Carnahan, Gavin Genders kind of came up. I thought he was going to give me some of the business about being ranked number 2, and he had just beat Rio. And he was like, Portillo's fries with the cheese sauce, number 1. Is I don't know what you guys are doing. And dude, it's cool that people are watching it for that and kind of having opinions on that. So we knew we were going to do wrestling shoes, and I thought that was a really good one. They could throw back with your favorite wrestler all the time. Like who did you like as a wrestler? I don't know. We'll figure it out as it goes, but I think that's pretty cool just to show different stuff.
Yeah, that'd be. I like. Yeah, your favorite wrestlers of all time. That'd be a good one. I mean, definitely something like that would be cool to hear, because that's going to get. You're going to get a wide range. They might say current guys. They might say older guys. They might even say a guy that went to their high school that they looked up to, and like, man, that dude was the bomb back then, and or maybe a brother or something. I could see some of them saying, my older brother, and things like that. So
yeah.
After weighing food, I did think about that one. I will say mine is not good. I know what I liked, but my nutrition during college and high school was not the best.
Same.
I will say, if you want to go back and ask me what I regret most about my wrestling career, is not eating healthy, or favorite cheat food. Yes. So lots of good questions. I'm gonna put those down. So
Al Smith, always a cool event because I think you get a good amount of the guys from the side. Dane was there, I was there, you were there. Those guys run an amazing event, and it's incredibly tough, man. I know. I think you posted a picture of someone else, maybe Mishawaka did also, of Tyler Lavin of Cathedral, and he was black eye, bloody nose. Dude went through it, man. He wrestled hard all weekend, and that kind of picture encapsulates like what the tournament's become. And the trainers definitely get their money's worth, right?
Yeah. Did you see?
Yeah, I made a couple Whoppers pre weigh-in, so probably not great. No cheese though. I go Whopper, no cheese.
Did you see Van Tichel's cut?
Dude, he had a pretty good gash, man.
Dude, you could put a family of 4 in that thing.
Dude, he wrestled through it, man. And that's kind of what I said on Dane's show is guys are coming there to get those high level matches. Like I think it'll benefit them in the ticket round. And when you're wrestling, we used to say it when we'd wrestle guys that didn't wrestle a schedule that we had wrestled. We might have had 10, 12 losses. We wrestled a pretty good schedule. And they might have 1 or 2 losses, but you've been in some wars. Those guys came out on some wars, man, and pushing through and, injuries, hurt. Angelo Vargo, if you would have asked me Friday night, I'd be like, there's no chance he's wrestling tomorrow. Like, he looked like he couldn't use his right arm. Came out, he ran into back to 3rd and 4th place match. I was really impressed. But I think that pays off down the road.
Oh yeah. Because you're gonna have to get those matches out. A lot, just so many great matches. Semifinals were fire. I mean, the quarterfinals and rounds of 16 matches were just crazy. And once you got some pretty good round of 16, then you got the quarterfinals. That basically win and you're done for the day. Lose and you got one more, and you gotta get refocused.
Kind of a quick turnaround on that too.
Yeah, usually there's a quick turnaround, unless you were those like 44 and 50 pounders who got about a half-hour break when the fire alarm was pulled.
Yeah. Joe declined me to have lunch on day 1. Said,
I told
him.
him.
This new picture for my default that I'm going to be smooth. he bought dinner that day, though. It was all right.
No, hey, for our fry rankings, we definitely I'd definitely put the Czech, was it the Czech House?
Evil Czech.
They had some good fries.
They did.
Yes, so I would put them on my list. I would definitely go back. I did have Raising Cane's today too, for the first time.
Nice.
We battled the crowd.
Right?
They just opened in Fort Wayne, and
got some cane sauce.
Yeah, I did not realize that all they have is chicken fingers, fries, and coleslaw. That's all basically you can order.
Can't you get I think they have chicken sandwiches that are just chicken fingers on sandwiches, right?
Yes.
Bread?
Yeah, the same thing. But and there's only 2 sauces, honey mustard or cane sauce. At least that's what they told me. Maybe they're out of the others because that place was busy. So yeah, I didn't realize. And they were just bringing in like boxes of, I assume they're chicken fingers, and they're just like, oh, there's 50 people, throw another 150.
Pretty fire though.
Yeah.
Yusuf, come on now. Most overrated ever? Come on. Ever.
I do trust, I trust his food taste most of the time, but saying Cane's is overrated.
I mean, you could say, hey man, and it's not your cup of tea, but most overrated ever? Come on, bro. You ever been to an Applebee's? Bro, come on. Have you ever been to TGI Fridays? Come on now. Either a Chili's guy or a TGI Fridays person, man. I think Fridays is garbage.
Strong Mike opinions on a Sunday.
So yeah, 106 was a great. I thought that weight was really good overall. Connor Maddox is really good. I thought that Maddox and Brown match in the finals. We knew it was going to be a good match. They split at IHPO. The final didn't disappoint. 5-4 win for Maddox.
He's pretty good, and he moves really well. He has some slick singles. Obviously, Brown was tall and lanky and frustrating when you get in that deep, and not the one time Brown was able to scramble out and score, and the next time Maddox was able to finish it. That was a great match, and they're going to probably see each other in the season, later in the season.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty well officiated match on some of those takedowns. I thought that there were some good holds, which is one of those things. Obviously, Misty's going to have some different opinions, it sounds like. But I think it's one of those things of when you're not quick to call a takedown, you kind of let those positions work their way through. I usually think that's pretty good. And I thought there were some situations in that match were really good.
Yeah, definitely. we were talking pre-show, who kind of impressed you most? Maddox was up there, and it's obviously we knew he was pretty good, and it was more of a actually being able to sit down and watch him wrestle against St. Laurent, and Maddox back to back, and or Brown, and saying, okay, yeah, he's real good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that could be a state finals match, right?
Yeah.
I think that could be under the lights. Sammy Westfall looked pretty good. Brown kind of down at that match in the semis. He wrestled it back to third place over St. Laurent. I think St. Laurent's pretty good. Cruiserweight, Jackson Jean, Nick Freeze, Ramon Sierra. That was a good weight. Even the blood round matches were really good Friday.
Yeah. 113, Noel Verduzco and Abram Swarthwood in the finals. Swarthwood with a little bit of an upset over Brady Harper in the semifinals. Verduzco over Reyes. So kind of a little bit more of a couple minor upsets over state placers. Guys, a state medal, or I guess Reyes doesn't have a state medal.
Qualifier, right?
He is a qualifier. So real good weight class again. Colin Strayer fifth, another freshman. Braden Head of Westfield had him. Another good fight. Westfield had some pretty young guys, and kind of keep your eye out on them because Head wasn't a big 13-pounder, and I'm guessing it's probably because Maddox is at 6. So
yeah, I would think so.
That's kind of impressive. I think from what our sources they're actually giving us information now from Westfield. They're eating their Werthers and giving us information.
Bit of honeys, man. Terry O'Neill came up and asked me if I had bit of honeys for him. I said, come on, bro. I got some gray in this beer, but I ain't 50 plus yet. Come on. Then Terry's the man, bro. One of my favorite guys out there.
Yes. So,
they had that Dream Team staff back in the day with Weimer and those guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had some good times. So they Westfield has some good young kids coming up, and I think that's a team that we need to. We're going to be hearing a lot more from. They have a real good dual team this year, and I think they're going to continue to get a little bit better every year. And so, Head kind of came in under the radar.
State champ. Braden Head, state champ soon.
Nice.
Showing some love for his teammate, man.
Yes.
No, he is good.
Might be back-to-back state champs pretty soon there.
Yeah, I didn't think Verduzco was an upset. We knew how good he was, obviously, and the rankings held up better than the seeds. Obviously, we can't just come in and say there was some friction on some of the seedings. If you didn't watch the stop and go show after the seeding meeting, but I think you're looking at we can't just come and say, well, we think Noel Verduzco is the number one ranked guy here. And he could be, him and Bell, we'll see. He'll possibly see Shutley at Team State. But if they're fighting over, hey, my guy was a state qualifier, there's not a lot you can say because that's kind of the first criteria. But he's really good.
Yeah, yes. And, doing the seeds, I know we talked about a little bit, we end up putting him at a 6 seed. And the 3 seeds didn't do too well if you look through my stats. And I think it's one of those things, if you don't properly seed something, you're going to hurt somebody. And I think we did kind of hurt the 3 seed. It was a Brody Blevins from Mishawaka by putting arguably, a 2 or 3 seed. I think
he was the 1 seed. He won it. He won by fall. The championship match was good. He was clearly the number 1 seed there.
Yeah. And the only guy, obviously, Harper was the only one with the state medal. He did take a loss to McVicker, so he wasn't even undefeated. So that was one of those things that you could have put a strong argument to put him number 1 with, if you let people have creative freedom, I guess, on there and saying, hey, but a lot of coaches want it black and white, and if it's not black and white, they go crazy, and some even take the black and white really, really, really literally.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. A lot of young guys in that way too. Ken Joel's right. That 2015 match with Reyes and Verduzco was crazy because I think at one point Verduzco was up maybe 10-0 or something. And I was like, oh, dude, he's really dominating this match. And Reyes kept coming back, and to Verduzco's credit and his coach's credit, they were like, hey, man, you're good, relax. But that's a football score.
Yes.
Bears didn't even get that. The Bears and Seahawks last week on Thursday didn't even get that combined.
No.
Bears might not have got that the last 2 games combined, honestly.
Tell us how you really feel.
I mean, I didn't say anything negative. That's just facts.
So.
Head looked good. Strayer looked good. Harper ended up injury default in the 6th. Hopefully he's okay. Justice Thrasher and Tyler Tun. Tyler Tun lost early on. Wrestled his way back. Looked pretty tough. I know. I forgot who told us, but they're really impressed with him and how he looked. Maybe it was Riley McClurg. Said that he looked a lot.
I remember someone. It might be who it was. But yeah, he lost early, and he lost the head early. Actually, lost the head twice. Yeah, so those were his only loss. Him and Thrasher, his only losses. So, yeah, 120. Gavin Lewis, Royce Malone in the finals. Real good match. Low scoring. Cameron Meyer back after not wrestling last year and looked really good. He's going to be one that, I mean, he looked good. He didn't look like he missed a beat, but you can also know that he's still probably getting his lungs back.
Matthew, relax, bro. You're spoiling the show, man. We're going to get to 215. We're at 120. You know how we look, bro. You know how we looked.
Yeah. Ask the Clarks. We never start with heavyweight.
Unless it's the Carnahan, you start at 215 and heavy. We'll get there.
Yes. Well, and the one time we started at heavyweight, they got mad, didn't they?
Yeah.
So
Can't
never win.
Meyer looked good. Lincoln Underwood looked good. Real tough freshman. Meyer's mean, man. He wrestles mean. It does not look fun to wrestle Cameron Meyer.
No.
I mean, those guys might be able to tell you. I don't know. I was there just from afar. I'm glad that I was on an elevated stage watching. He looked like he wrestles hard.
Yes, and that's going to be 6 minutes. If you last 6 minutes, that's going to be 6 minutes hard wrestling. And as a coach, that's always fun to have a kid that'll just go hard like that. And he's good, and he's going to be one you can't overlook. He's been in the state semifinals, and he's going to continue. I don't know what he really did exactly off season last year, but once he looks like he's churning along pretty good. It was a 5-0 match with Malone. But you can see him kind of getting even a little bit better as the season goes on, especially at that weight where, he's gonna see Malone. He's gonna see a lot of those guys again. Yeah.
Sully Frazier, Porter Temple. Porter Temple's look good. Sully Frazier. We had a lot of returning qualifiers. You had some qualifiers not make it to day 2. Bismeyer returning state qualifier. Aiden Diaz, I thought wrestled really well for Penn. And he has to wrestle twice as hard because he's getting coached by his dad, man. Yeah. And his dad's not a good coach, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
He did offer to buy us dinner after we already ate dinner.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. Oh man, I was going to buy. Oh, I have a hotel I can get you guys a discount at. Oh yeah, afterward. He's just that guy that he always has everything for you, but you already did that. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my dude though. I like him. Jose's a good dude. Royce Malone, good kid, man. He put some stuff on his finalist sheet. I didn't give him the shout out about it. He said he won a spelling bee. If you would have told me what year, I asked him I stumped him with what question did you win on? He said he maxes out on squirrels and hunting and rabbits. I didn't even know there was a max on squirrels and rabbits, honestly. I might have been breaking the law when I was a kid. I was pretty good at killing squirrels and rabbits too, but DNR never came and looked how many the limit was. Like it was a bluegill or something, like a perch. But
Sunday nights during Christmas break are fun for the comments.
Yeah. So I wanted to give shout out to Royce Malone. I know he put that stuff down, and I didn't get a chance to say that in the finals. Some of it's laid out tough on those sheets too, man. You're trying to read it and you go and it's all a mess and it's there, and we got to find a better system of like how we want it to lay out and read. I think it'll be a little bit easier for me. I don't read as well sometimes.
Ratings over. Oh no. I'm putting that
Rating
on the
is
list.
126.
Go ahead.
Gavin Gendress, pretty good. I think he had major in the finals. Real tough match with Don Brown in the semis. And other than that, I think he teched everybody. He looks really good right now. I think that he's wrestling at a high level. Yeah. All right. Don't come at my IndianaMat teachers now. They work hard for that money. I don't want to ruin my relationship with Coach Jim Watkins. Swallowwood did have a good tournament. Matthew Maldonado ran to the finals. I think that there's no love lost between Maryville and Crown Point. Got a little chippy. I told Bill, I said, man, I'm trying to give this guy his flowers about being the four-time Al Smith champ ever, and he's going to hit 14 points. So it's tough for me to try to get everyone to get a standing O for my man, and you guys are over here getting T points taken away. But those guys are rivals. They're always going to be rivals. It's tough. Jose. Don Brown wrestled really well. He's wrestling at a high level. We kind of talked about Vargo a little bit, wrestling back to fourth place with basically with one arm. It'd have been easy for him to say, hey, I'm just going to take the eighth place spot. Max Quiros likes wrestling, I guess. We talked to his dad a little bit. He took an L in the first match. That navigating that wrestle back is really hard. He wrestled it back to fifth place.
Man, Justin Plank, come on.
Bro, you guys are coming at the neighborhood, man. Don't do that. Come on. Don't do that. Man. And yeah, you guys are here listening to alumni talk about wrestling. Can't be that bad.
They're not saying that about D-Town, though. Oh, yeah.
I know, throwing that down, bro. Come on. You go there, you get a good education, you learn some things. Sixth place, Connor Bayless of Indianapolis Cathedral. I made the mistake early on. You catch that rhythm. Snook's a good dude too, man. Changing the world over there. Eli Brody, 7th, and Josh Craig. That was a good weight. We knew that was a good weight too. A deep weight class across the board. There was a lot of guys that were semi-state and better. Ranked guys that didn't make it to day 2.
Yeah, just some the blood round was pretty crazy. Dylan Wells lost to Quiros. Josh Kite over Conan. Is it Conan Kramer?
Cohen Kramer.
Cohen Kramer.
That was a reversal match. So Wills is the one that put Quiros in the wrestle back, right? He had to wrestle him for a ticket the next day.
No.
Who did Wills wrestle?
Wills beat Auburn first round.
Okay, so Auburn didn't get through either.
Yeah.
Auburn
Kramer,
wrestled Vargo to go the next round.
Auburn. And then Elijah Brody over Cameron Woods. So you had two guys with state experience that didn't make it day 2.
Yeah, you're talking about the state runner-up coming back. Don't get me kicked out like the other guys. It didn't happen. It didn't happen.
We like you, Justin.
Kayama's just a little bit tougher Newcastle, you know? Man, where's Newcastle ranked on that list, bro? Don't come at that. 32. 32 was probably, I know we had Coach Gill and Jay Akers saying Donald Bowie for OW. Everyone has different opinions of OW, right? Like, did you win the toughest weight? Did you dominate the tournament? Did you, however, win the best finals match? Donald Bowie, in some people's opinion, would have been the number, like the OW, right? I think Waylon Cressel had given him his OW. Yeah. I know. You guys did beat us back in the day. Maybe once or twice. I had to look back. Donald Bowie beat LT Hawkins in the semis, and then got a late takedown over Eddie Goss in the finals. He's pretty good. He hasn't been wrestling very long. It was really impressive. He had a really good tournament.
Yes, he did. And hopefully people understand that. Number one, thanks for those guys again for doing that. And that was obviously they're going to be promoting their guy. They're not going to be saying Gavin Gendress for outstanding wrestler. I mean, you want your guy, you want your guy promoted, things like that. So, not that they don't think Gendress is a great wrestler or anything, but they definitely, Bowie had a day. There's no question. Came in number 8. He had a really bad loss early in the season, and I think somebody commented.
It's not a bad loss.
Yeah.
He was winning. I think they said he was winning. He got pinned by Chance. Yeah, right.
Did he? I thought it was somebody else that he got beat by. Maybe you know better than I did. But I mean, that's not a bad loss, but it's also took a loss and kind of kept him down at number 8 right now. And then he comes out and has a heck of a tournament. And I mean, we should I let the cat out of the bag and also put pressure on Dustin at the same time about the idea that we had?
Ooh, I don't remember what it was. What was it?
The IndianaMat OW pin chain or like.
Oh yeah.
So
we should.
Dustin had an idea, kind of ran with it from the Columbus East tournament. He said like he gave I think it was Kirkpatrick the pin chain, most outstanding wrestler. I'm like, we need to have some design, some kind of award out, whether it's a pin chain or I think that those things have ran their course, but something kind of designed of like that we can get a bunch of, and if an IndianaMat person is at an event, you can hand them out if you see an outstanding wrestler, and it's all up to you whether you want to take bribes or you actually care about the good wrestling. So, I mean,
yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they do the outstanding wrestler different there. They do I thought it was most falls in the least amount of time. They said falls and tech falls, so it ended up being Waylon Kressel.
Oh, okay. So they must have changed that.
So I thought that's what I thought too. So obviously we told those guys it wasn't going to be Waylon Kressel. They left. I had to call them and tell them, and they came back and got the interview. So
sorry about that.
Really cool. Yeah. Got Gage Rutan, like tan, like suntan. They told me. Pretty great mullet there.
Yes.
I would say that's a top 5 mullet.
Oh yeah. I mean, top 5 also is Luke Juris.
Luke Juris got a top 5 mullet too.
Yes.
Dalton Robson wrestled really well of Lowell. He eventually lost over Aiden Campbell of Portage. Schmittendorf wrestled well. Warren Brown had a really good day coming down from 38. And man, we kind of said this too. The Baldwins wrestled incredibly well at the Smith.
Yes.
Glenn Baldwin wrestled really well. Finished in 8th place. The older brother was Connor, right? Or was it Connor Cooper? Cooper?
What?
The older brother wrestled really well.
Yeah, Cooper Baldwin was the older brother. Yeah, he was like a 2 or 3, like a 3-time Al Smith placer, and
Hope he was in cornrows.
Yes.
When Joe told me, I thought he said Poppy. I thought Mike Poppy was in cornrows.
He doesn't have enough hair.
I was impressed.
Yes. So yeah, good. Another good deep weight. Some good matches in the blood round there. 138, Evan Stanley, 4 tech falls and a fall, so he wasn't getting paid by the hour.
No, he likes to put up points for sure.
Not enough corn for Rose. Not the soil wasn't very good and Poppy's head.
Kevin Watt, do not do that, sir. And not give us credit. I would be very upset. Evan Stanley likes to score points, man. He's fun to watch. He's heavy with the head, heavy on the head. He does a really good job. I'm happy he's back in Indiana. Him and Sonny Sess on the finals was a tech fall. Shout out to Amron Pratt. I've been calling him Armin Pratt, and doesn't even look like Armin now that they told me how to say his name. And I said, man, I've been saying that for 2 years, and they said, we know. So, hey, man, bless up to those guys for not making me feel bad. He wrestled really well. I think that was one of the guys we had said when we were doing the seeding, the pre-seeds, that I was like, he's pretty good. I think he's going to make a pretty good run. Now, did I think he was going to take 3rd? Maybe not when we were doing the pre-seeds, but he went out there and did the thing,
Yeah, and that's why you wrestle the matches. The main thing with the seeds, you want to separate them and let them sort it out themselves and try to create some good matchups. And I think with the seeding, we had some pretty good matchups all day long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we should just go every single like place there. It'd probably take too long. We have other
Yeah.
ones to get to. But man, shout out to Marcus Malone too. I think he wrestled at 113 at some point this year. He would have been huge at 113. He did not look little at 138. I think I had him ranked in the preseason at 13. Nah, he'd have been the biggest 13 pounder there.
Yeah. Yes.
44. Matchup at number 1 and number 2. Once we found out Jackson Bradley was going to be at 157 because he likes to eat. Those guys, that was a fun match. Carter Fielding wrestles a fun style. I probably wouldn't want to coach him because he does some things that are pretty crazy.
Yes. He wrestled just like his dad did, I think.
He got, I mean, they didn't call him for an illegal slam, but he got a match stopped against Logan Haney, something I'd never seen before. It's one of those things, you watch enough wrestling, you see everything. He got like pulled back on top of Logan Haney. Logan Haney was going to return him, and Fielding landed on his chest, and they stopped the match for injury time, like a slam, but they didn't, like, it wasn't an illegal slam on him. It was weird.
Yeah, I thought for a second the ref was thinking about calling an illegal slam on Fielding. Just the way, the mannerisms and everything, I'm like, he didn't know, he was trying to. You could see that the squirrels spinning the wheels. Like, did he slam him?
Yeah, no, dude, and it was like mid. It was wild, man. He's got some hips for sure. He lands on top pretty well.
Yeah, yes, and he's fun to watch. He's one of those guys that, you know, we always say that if everyone wrestled like that, number one, there would be a lot more bald coaches.
Yes.
And number two, wrestling would be a lot more exciting because he wants to put points up on the board. He's not afraid to risk going to his back, and he does some things that, I mean, it's fun to watch. I definitely am glad I'm not in that corner. I am glad I'm not in that corner.
I think I know I told you and the Maryville coaches, because Jeffrey wrestled Kirksey in the semis. I think New Prairie was playing a little sleight of hand by putting all this takedown record out there, like 398 takedowns. Jeffrey Hyver's pretty good on top. Like, he gets on top of people and he's turning them. I think that people are like, well, he gets all these takedowns, we probably want to go underneath them. And then they find out he's pretty good at turning people too. He's going to be pretty good at 144. We can probably see that one under the lights again too.
Yeah. Should be some good matches. That was just a good deep weight class. Hornsby over Hagwood. The Hornsby and Field match was really good in the semis. Kirksey, Cooper.
Kirksey's a qualifier. Haney got a medal in there.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of state experience in that weight.
Yes. So not as much state experience at 150. Lincoln Cooper over Sean Breedlove. And kind of weird. It was just kind of weird how you have all these teams. You have 32 teams from all over the state, all top teams, and you have weights like 144 that are just loaded with guys with state level experience, and then 50 had one guy with state as a state qualifier. So kind of just how the chips fall, where, you know, no one had a lot of state experience, a lot of semi-state level stuff. I think there were some guys with, you know, a lot of semi-state and almost there.
Oh yeah. I mean, Sean Breedlove was up 75 last year.
Yeah. So
I mean, not that I thought he weighed 75. He probably was maybe drinking a lot of water to get to 75. But that's just a tough lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Cooksey is really good. Jaden Lewis is the qualifier. Hank Fennessy, I believe, semi-state. Baca was semi-state. Tyler Lavin, probably happy that Cathedral's on winter break right now. Man, he got some work. He got a black eye, he had busted nose, busted lip. He spent a lot of time at the blood area where they're cleaning it up.
So I'm sure his face feels wonderful right now.
A lot of those guys coming back. Lavin's back, Baca's back, Fennessy's back, Cooksey's back, and then Lincoln Cooper and Sean Breedlove, both sophomores.
Yeah, so you're gonna see those guys are gonna have a lot of state experience probably next year, and just kind of a weird way of how things kind of worked.
I agree with Nick on that. Like sometimes you're like some people have to like cut to get to some spots, and I think Breedlove had to go up. I think 150 is a good spot for him.
Yeah.
A 65 last year.
So one.
I was gonna say 190.
157. This was another great weight class. You know, you had Staples had a number 4 ranked according to some underranked.
Man, I got the most like for a guy coming in, and I know he had split with Arbery. Man, they're giving me the business. He was 4th, right? Like he's started the year number 1. Arbery has a medal. Fitz has a medal. And then he dropped down behind those guys, and I got the most about that. Like, and then then you see we don't care about rankings. Like, then why are you messaging me?
Yeah, that pretty deep weight here.
The Staples family didn't message me. Let me re-say that. He did not message me. But there's a lot of underrated and he needs to be number 1. And I was like, well, in 2 weeks we'll find out. And he did it. He did his thing. Yeah, secured him at number 3 on yup.
That was an intense match.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The semifinal match with Arbery. Pretty good match. Some tough calls in there. Good match with the rideouts. Anytime. Arbery's had a tough tournament there, honestly.
Yeah.
2 years.
Last 2 years, some rideout and just craziness that's happened in those rideouts. They're not your normal rideouts.
No. Some chirping between the coaches, it seemed like a little bit. Had, some chirping between some fans and Staples, and when he's leaving, Staples, it's a kid, man. He just came out the mat. You don't need to be chirping him. And I said several times, there's only wrestlers warming up on the floor. I don't know how everyone else is getting on the floor. Better security, man. I'm definitely glad they didn't come and the team state guys was coming over there to get angry at me.
Yes. Yeah. So
yeah, Chris Fargo. I agree with that. There's no instant replay. It's a call that needs they made, and I think that those guys would be better from it. But I kind of agree with what he said there.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I was right there, and I didn't see anything that looked like lock hands. And if it was, it'd have been what I would consider there need to be some reaction time. That was just a tough match. And
to that too, Arbery got a stall point in his 30. Not that you're doing makeup calls. I don't believe in makeup calls, and those guys do a good job. But I think Arbery's rideout point was a stall point, right?
Yeah, Arbery got a stall point for not getting returned. I just hate matches like that ending like that. I want to see whether they're getting that escape in that overtime or whatever it is. You don't want to see a stall call or a weird penalty point to win the match or send it to overtime. Or you want to see them decided on the mat. Obviously, those two were, so close that it's going to take a call like that might cost someone a match. And so that's always everyone says, oh, who do you want to win that match? I just don't want to call that we're talking about that takes away from the kids to decide that match. And two guys that I'd like to see them wrestle more because they were getting after it. They were scrapping. They were working for takedowns. And it's one of those things that unfortunately in our sport we only have 8.5 minutes to decide the match. So and there will be a winner decided whether you like it or not.
Yep. Then that doesn't. You don't need to be if you're coaching, you don't need to be chirping other coaches, man. I know emotions run high, but bro, come on, you got you're better than that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't allow your kids to do that, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I say as a parent. Would I allow my kids to act like that? Absolutely not. So why would I why would I act like that? I don't go out there and argue with umpires when I'm coaching softball. I wouldn't allow my daughter to be up there chirping at an umpire, right? You're gonna set the tone for your program and whatever, but you shouldn't be as coaches, you shouldn't be getting into arguments over there. It's just a match, and it's a mid-season match. Have the perspective of this is a measuring stick to see where you are and what you need to work on to get better down the road, right? That's the perception of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
There's no it gets intense. I've been there. I've probably said some things I did not want to. I look back and I should not have said, but it's one of those things that you got to try to be caught because your kids will see that
I've never been
and they
tossed
think
out of a
that's right.
game. I've never been tossed out of a game. Have I argued with an umpire before? I'm more of a condescending talker. Like they always say that, like I'm the guy that probably says something and when they get in the car, it's like I should have tossed that dude out.
Or he finally realizes what you're saying, like, ooh.
Yeah, and I talk fast too, so it's tough.
Yeah.
No, so I think, and whatever, man. I don't coach. I'm not coaching wrestling. I've never wrestled at the Al Smith, so I'm sure the prestige of winning an Al Smith's amazing. They started going to the Al Smith. I was out there wrestling Justin Plink's team at North Montgomery Super Duels, man. I think we won 1-3 against them, but I'm not positive. I have to look back. I don't have those records in front of me, but I just think it's like one of those things. Like, and who's arguing with Nick? Nick's not out there. Like, you want to go argue with that guy? Guy has a pretty good fighting record. I remember a fan was yelling down at him like he was going to come down there. I was like, man, you better stay up there.
You better hope that security keeps you from getting on the mat.
Yeah, I think argue tactfully. Like you don't need to go to the table. Like usually they're gonna match energy, right? I think that's what I always tell like umpires. Like I want to match your energy. Don't come over and yell at me. I'm not gonna yell at you. I don't yell at any umpires. And to that, I graduated in 2001, man. Yep. Wrestled Keith Garrard there when I was a senior. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm sure that was great.
As advice, don't ask officials how many shots does it take to get a stall call, because supposedly that is unsportsmanlike. I mean, it's just a simple question.
That's where I'm only an amateur official from the stands. I don't. I'm trying to do a better job of not being critical of officials because I do like those guys and they do a good job. 99% of them, I guess. There's some that I'm not. But is there hey, this is how many seconds you had to return people to the mat? Is that in the book?
There's no time. It's a reasonable time, I think.
I was at 145.
Yeah.
I was not a heavyweight.
There's no set time. And it's just continue to work.
Yelling, that's 5 seconds. We didn't return them.
Yeah.
That's not in the rule book?
No. What
about when you're up there and they're just holding your hands and they're just standing you there and then you get a stall call and they let you go and you go away? What about that? Is that still stalling on the guy that returned him to the mat?
It shouldn't be because the other person is stalling, and I think the refs I don't want to say but I have pointed out to officials that, hey, that is stalling. That those guys are holding that hand, and they have to be keen on that guy trying to really return him, and that other guy just holding them. Then all of a sudden you stay stalling, and then he's out. So yes.
I love Indiana refs, man. I like those guys. Yeah. I'm trying to do a better job of saying their names right.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So
North Montgomery, man. Yeah. So Staples wrestled incredibly well, man. He's really good. We know he's really good. I'm not shocked that he won it at all, right? I'm not shocked that he won the tournament. He was in the finals at IHPO. They did give me a blank paper. I had to fill some of his stuff in for him. He's really, really good.
Yes.
We were not surprised that he was in the finals. We weren't surprised that he won it. I think that he could possibly be number one on the next update, but make sure you get your make sure you get your Silverback membership to find out.
Yes, exactly. And his picture may be changed too because he has a goofy picture on there. So, yeah, Michael Ortega had a real good tournament. Arbery
he did.
End up third, fourth.
That was a good match too. What did it end up being? 12-2? No, 6-5? That was a good match. Arbery got some late points to win that.
Oh, jeez. Hunter Fender was a late add to the 12 seed, ends up running it back to 6, so congrats to him. Thanks for his coaches speaking up, and it's he was out all last year and came back, and obviously runs it back to a 6th place finish in a deep weight.
Did 165 was also a deep weight class.
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Oh, great. Yosef and Jose are arguing like a married couple again.
Um, the top four there, and I'm not dismissing the bottom 5 through 8 or who was in the top four there wrestled pretty well. Griffin Van Tichel lost early on to Rowdy Bush 4-1. I was in the other gym, so I didn't see it, but that Rowdy Bush is pretty good, right? He I knew that was gonna be a good match. Van Tichel's been wrestling really well. Rowdy Bush and Costello in the semis, 0-0 after the first, and then Rowdy Bush ended up getting the fall. Reinhardt's out for the year. So Rowdy Bush is really good. He won Grappler. He won IHPO. Him and Palat was a really good match in the finals. Again, I have strong opinions about this too. And that was an awesome match. Real close. Palat gets a reversal late to tie it. Rowdy Bush gets escape to go up 1. And
closed captioning spelling it Rowdy Bush.
I like it, man.
Vargo must be really old. He has the closed captioning on.
Dude, Kim watches everything in closed captioning.
Oh, jeez, shots fired.
I know. So then Palat's shooting off some shots, trying to like push the pace at the end. Rowdy Bush already has a stall. Gets hit for another stall in the last 5 seconds to tie it up, to send it to overtime. I think that that's the right call. I don't know. To me, like if you're not trying to like go forward and wrestle, then it's stalling to me. And I've always said it. I feel like the guys that run around at the end, I feel like they should hit for 3 stalls.
Yeah.
I don't care what the time is. If you're not engaging in wrestling and you're trying to block out, I think that like that's stalling. Like could have got called earlier. I know that's what we said. You should call stalling the same as you do in the first, as you do in the third, and it shouldn't change as the match goes on. I do agree with that.
Yes. I agree that if he's stalling, ding him. I just don't like matches ending in just crazy manners like that.
Bush. I like that. Bush. Man, I thought they told me it was Rowdy Bush. I like Rowdy.
Hey, we're staying with Rowdy Bush because
it sounds better.
Yeah.
It sounds cool, right?
Dude, he has to be like number one. He chose bottom against Costello. It's not a thing I would do. I can tell you right now, I am not going to choose bottom against Costello.
I'm not choosing bottom against Rowdy Bush either.
Yes, I am not going to him either. And he has to be. You can just tell how strong he is. And
yeah.
He just the thing. He's not flashy. He stays in great position. If you make a mistake, he's going to capitalize on it, and you're probably going to pay for it big time. And that's kind of what's happened twice with Costello. Is Costello has gotten out of position, not like major out of position, just enough, and he's capitalized on it. And it's like, wow, it's because Costello hasn't been pinned very much, and Costello has a lot of wins in his career. So
I've been willing to bet his pins are very single digit in his career.
Yes, and it might be 2 or 3, and a couple of them are Rowdy Bushes.
Yeah.
So then obviously,
but I would say I was okay with the stall call. I probably would have overturned the takedown in overtime. Mm-hmm. If we're gonna use college out of bounds, you gotta have a college mat. Like if you're on the hardwood getting taken down, I don't think that's good.
Yeah.
He did hit the hardwood. It was right there in front of us. And dude, I like that official's my boy. I like that guy a lot. I've known him for a long time. I like the family too. Former Gorilla. I think he 2-time Al Smith champ. Maybe I wouldn't have won with the takedown there. Like if you're hitting the hardwood, I think that's a little tough.
Yeah.
I agree with 50-50 on that. But like also that's the rules. That's the rules that they're working with, right? If you're using college out of bounds, you don't have the college mat. So that could be the final match. Again, I'm sure that both of those guys appreciate getting that match in December.
Yeah, and that's why those teams go to a tournament like the Al Smith. They want to get those matches. They want to see those guys and see where they are on that pecking order. And they got lucky that all 3 of them were in one weight class. And you also throw in a Van Tichel, a Gavin Davis, Vander Lugart, and all those guys, and you're going to get pushed, and that's what you want. That's why, I mean, this is a mid-season state tournament, and they're going to all be better, and I'm looking forward to this Wade at State, and obviously you're going to probably see Palat and Costello in semi-state and stuff, so.
Yeah, Van Tichel too. I mean, those guys are the same regional. That could be Van Tichel could be one of those guys in the ticket.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be fun. So yeah, this is one of those weights that I'm excited to watch again. I want to see, can these guys run it back? Is it going to be the same results? I'm not gonna. I don't know.
I was surprised Maryville went underneath him.
Yeah,
I was shocked when he went underneath, and then he got away. I was even more shocked. I thought when he went underneath, I was like, well, that was a misstep.
Mm-hmm.
And he got away. So, I mean, that's why David's a better coach than I am. Both those guys are really good. The top four, they were really good. That Van Tichel-Costello match was really good. Did he get 2 takedown, 2 near fall at the end? Or 3 takedown, 2 near fall?
Yeah, you got 3 takedown, 2 near fall. They were locked up in an over-under with like 4 seconds to go. I don't know if Van Tichel knew. He knew there was not very much time, but I don't know if because there was only like 2 or 3 seconds left. I don't know if he thought there might be 7 or 8 versus 2 or 3. I mean, that would be a question for him, but that was rough because I thought it was going to go into overtime, and he wrestled a great match, and they'll learn from it and they'll get better.
Yep.
And that's why Crown Point's not afraid to wrestle those matches. They're not afraid to have 1s, 2s, 3s, and 7s on their in their loss column. So that's what they do there.
Waylon Cresswell at 175 is really good at wrestling.
Yes.
Not as good at breaking shoes. No, I'm sure his shoes is fine. No, he really good at wrestling. Julian Weems is also really good at wrestling. I'm happy to see him back out there. I hope that he's incredibly healthy through the state tournament. I think we've been unlucky in seeing him compete at a high level because he's had some injuries. And unlucky for him, but us as fans, because he's really fun to watch too. Waylon Cresswell's really good.
I don't think he likes wrestling because he's not on the mat for very long.
No. He's in the zone, man. He's definitely fun to watch. He likes to score points too.
Yes, and he
was saying something that like someone posted that he was gonna get teched. I said, man, we let anyone have a profile. I don't know. Did someone say that on the board? They said that in a match. I said I didn't say that. like I'm on the show.
Yeah, I if someone did, I missed it, but
yeah, we would have had to ban that guy for being crazy.
Yes.
Get out, take a vacation.
Yeah.
No, he's really good, man.
Cresswell's fun to watch. Great kid. Always has a real good personality. And we were talking a little bit about the Northern Iowa commit, and you don't usually think of Indiana kids going to Northern Iowa, so that was kind of always off the radar. And then all of a sudden when he committed there, I'm like, dude, if there is a perfect fit for him, that is a perfect fit. And I think they eyed him and saw he's exactly their mold, how they work perfectly with guys like him, and that's going to be fun to see him in college. Obviously, thankfully we have 2 more years of him, and it will be pretty cool. And yeah, Dolly had a lot of success at Northern Iowa too. Was he under Schwab? I don't know if Schwab was there.
Schwab came right after that.
I think Schwab, yeah. So, but that's a great school, and Cresswell's going to do well there. Great kid, and he dominated a very good Weems, pinned him, said, yeah. I'm not gonna mess around with you today. And
the OW, man.
Tech falls and got that cradle locked up, and that was it.
190. That was a really good weight. There's a lot of talent at that weight. Cesar Salas and Cal Hart. Man, Cal Harden I thought Cal Harden was a coach at one point. Handed me his final sheet. Had a full beard. I said, "Dang, man, you used to look like a baby last year. What happened?"
Yeah. Cresswell will be, according to him, he said 84 in college. He's going to be most likely will be 90 next year. I think the cut to 75 isn't big, but he's kind of a tweener between 75 and 90. At least from what he has said, words from his mouth is he's a little bit too short for a 97 in college, I think. And he could also grow into that too. His dad's no small guy, and neither were his brothers. He's kind of a run of the family compared to his older brothers. So,
really good weight at 90. Cesar Salas, again, another really tough freshman. We know he's really tough, but seeding criteria kind of didn't allow us to put him as high as maybe we thought he could have been. And he kind of ran a gauntlet, right? He beat a state medalist in Vinnie Freeman, beat a former state medalist in Devin Kendricks, and beat a state medalist in the final in Kyle Harden. Cesar Salas wrestled really well. And what's scary is I think he's getting better. Like, he's getting adjusted. We kind of said that a couple of weeks ago. When you're the biggest guy at those younger kid weights, you can kind of muscle guys. But now I think he's adjusting to, like, the weight as a freshman. And he wrestled really well.
Yes, he did. And that was another one where, like you said about the seeding, where do you put him? 3 guys above, the first 3 seeds all have state medals. Probably the most logical place would have been like a 4-ish. And obviously that kind of punished Vinnie Freeman that he had to wrestle Salas in the quarters. Freeman ran it back to 4th. So it still was kind of one of those things that you knew going in, like,
how about the Red Devils from Mitch Roadrock? Isn't that a YouTube star from the first IHPO?
Yes, second.
Second ISPO YouTube star, Mitch Roadrock, man. Yeah, the low wrestled pretty well.
He was even featured on MTV.
Yeah. Also one of my broadcast partners at one point.
Did I ever tell you what happened when Mitch Roadrock came up to the Carroll? Him and a bunch of Indiana Tech wrestlers came up and were working out with the Carroll team before we were going to Disney.
Hopefully didn't give any kids naps. He was just handing out naps one year, right?
He was wrestling this guy named Reeve Muncie. Reeve was only an 8th grader going into his freshman year, and he was, as he should be, because he was like a sophomore junior-ish in college, beating up on a 8th grader like a bully. He is from Lowell.
You better relax with that. You were there that day. You see what happens.
I'm more afraid of his tag team partner. So he's like, man, and he's beating up on Reeve, and he's like, man, that guy's gonna be pretty good. I go, I know, he's only an 8th grader. He's like, oh wow. And yep, I was right, wasn't I? He's a pretty good wrestler.
I think Ball might have the next Sean Strike.
Yes, they might. They have a pretty good heavyweight. We're gonna be getting to that, but yeah, Salas had a real good tournament. Came from behind against Freeman, against Kendricks, against Harden. So that tells you a lot more than just looking at those scores. He came from behind in those matches, kept his composure, and that's huge for a freshman. That's huge for any guy. Coming back, 3 guys with state medals and winning those matches, that's kind of scary, to tell you the truth, as if I'm one of his opponents.
Yeah. Kyle Harden wrestled really well. Devin Kendrick wrestled tough. Man, he wrestles hard. You go out there and you wrestle Devin Kendricks, you better be ready to wrestle. He's going to be in your face for 6 minutes. Vinny looked a little bit smaller compared to some of those guys. Obviously, he's really talented. I don't know what his weight was on there, but if I could see him going to 75, I think he'd probably be the number 1 guy at 75 in the semi-state. But still, 4th at Al Smith, not bad, especially when you had to wrestle back after losing early on.
Yeah. He had a good tournament too. He beat a good Colin McMahon. Eshelman from Zionsville had a real good tournament. It's a pretty solid weight, top to bottom. A lot of those guys that didn't have the state experience were guys that had semi-state experience, and you'll likely see at state this year.
Yeah, 215. Toss it up, man. I think, I don't know how we ended up seeding it, but it was pretty good. I think Aiden Abad wrestled really well. Got a fall 104. Derek Morrison, upset special. Like, I didn't have him as a finalist. Ran all the way to the finals for Wawasi.
Yeah, he had a real good tournament. His only loss before that was to Hartley Hoover from North Miami, and definitely one that kind of had a coming out party there.
Yeah.
You know,
Aiden Abad looked really good. The Trikoff, I think he moves really well for that weight. He attacks well. Lowell's doing some good stuff, man. They're gonna be a real tough team at 3A State. Everett McClelland, he lost to Hunt early on, right? Was that who beat him, put him in the wrestleback?
yep, in the quarters.
Garrett. Austin Reading and was it Abad in the semi? Was a really good match. So that could be, they could run that back sectionals, regional, possibly semi-state.
Yeah, and Reading will be continuing to get used to the weight, and that was I want to say a late reversal or a late takedown by Abad to get that. So
I didn't see the quarters because we were in the other gym. So what happened with Adrian in the quarters and semis?
I was not in that gym in the
semis was a good match with Reading. He got a late, was that late takedown and near fall to win that, or late takedown?
I think it was just a late takedown, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Yep, late takedown. So I mean, he won that one tight, 5-3. And then the semis, he won 4-1 over McLaughlin.
So,
Dude, they're moving state to Newcastle this year, bro.
I thought it was at Calumet.
Dude, it's gonna be you guys want to get good food, man. Now it's gonna be at Banker's Life or Conseco or Westfield Center. I don't know what they call it. Gatebridge.
Soon to be called the IndianaMat Gorilla Dome.
Yeah.
I just need a few more silverback subscribers, and we can do it.
We'll own that place. We'll run the Pacers right out of there.
Yes.
Heavyweight, real good match. Good weight overall. I think there's a lot of guys that are going to be right there, like either at state or right that ticket round. Lucas Zimborski's pretty good. Not a super big heavyweight. Real good on top. Real good attacks. Him and Cameron Hazlett gave Hazlett his first loss of the year. It says fall here. It wasn't a fall. I'm not sure.
That's what I was just saying.
I know why that happened. They said they didn't. They turned all the computer. They were so ready to leave that they turned all the computers off before hitting send. So they were trying to do it up at the table.
Nice.
So if you were there and you were waiting for me to announce all the heavyweights, I didn't get to see the Juris and Machende result. So I didn't have that result in front of me, and I literally guessed it was a 50-50, and I won. So I bought a scratch off on my way home.
Oh boy, those are the last ones you want coming after you if you have the wrong result.
I know those guys live close to me. Juris got better hair than me too.
Yes.
Not a lot of people can say that.
Yes.
But a real good weight. Cameron Kaufman, obviously super excited. Trevi Hillman Conley wrestled really well. Him and Machende was a really good match in the wrestleback. But Hazlett's really tough freshman. That's why I said he could possibly be the next Streck. I think Streck was a finalist there as a freshman, or was he third?
Who are you talking?
Sean.
I want to say he was like third, possibly.
Yeah, I remember they had Shakir Carr, a 7-foot tall giant named Shakir Carr from South Bend Clay.
Yeah, he was real good. And so yeah, that was good weight overall. Cameron Kaufman had a good tournament. He has the orange and black striped warm-up pants. I was hoping his coach was going to wear them, but he said it's not my style.
Come on, Chris.
Yeah, so obviously great tournament. Center Grove and Crown Point were neck and neck until the finals, and then Crown Point kind of pulled away a little bit.
Man, how crazy is that? Like, not to pour on and say, man, Crown Point's amazing. They did it without two absolute hammers too, right?
Yeah.
Like they lost probably, I don't want to say two of their two best guys. I mean, obviously those are two really good guys that spent some time in the national rankings. You take two of anybody's best guys off their team, you're probably not winning the Al Smith. They won by 30 points, more than 30 points.
Yeah, probably about 30 because they have that pin still figured in there.
So yeah, 44 is a returning champ, 65 or 75 was a returning champ. he had beat Kressel there. So pretty impressive for the Bulldogs.
Yes. So we will go.
Pretty impressive for Center Grove and Lowell too.
Yeah.
I don't know what Lowell was there last year, but I'm guessing they weren't top 10.
No, they're and 3 through like 8 were all pretty close and going back and forth, and kind of neat to see those guys, those teams battling it out there and on that second day, and you got to get those wins. Those are tough wins to get, and there's a little bit of momentum in there, especially for those teams when you have 5-6 guys going at it.
Yeah, and you're talking the top 10. Columbus East at Team State 3A, Porter's at 4A, New Prairie's at 2A. Welcome back, New Prairie too, right?
Yeah.
Shout out to the Panthers, the Cougars. What are they? Cougars. They're some kind of cat. Shout out to Garrett, man. Garrett was in the top 3 for most of the tournament.
Yeah.
They went out and banged, man. We were kind of talking about that on Friday. Coach Cross is doing a good job. Those guys go out there and scrap. You got some kids that are out there fighting. He's bringing that region tough out there to Garrett, man.
So New Prairie's region now?
For him, there's East Chicago semi-state. He was at Maryville. He had to get to that Maryville semi-state, man. That's when it was real tough.
That's when you claimed everyone in the region.
When you come through Maryville, you get get baptized in tight quarters and fighting in the stands. Probably how he got them ears, honestly.
Yeah.
I had a couple scraps in the stands. That's why he wasn't worried that year whenever parents were yelling down at him. He's like, dude, I lived through Maryville semi-state, bro. This isn't anything. We call that Tuesday, bro.
Live to talk about it. Yeah, they had a good tournament. Likely the highest finish they have been there. So good. I mean, especially for a 2A school, you're 1.5 points behind Warren Central, above Penn, New Prairie. It's gonna be interesting seeing some of how these seedings work out at Team State. Bloomington South. Mm-hmm. I know there was some talk, and we talked about it. Like, were they Team State? Should they have been at Team State? I mean, that was a legitimate talk between them and Mishawaka, and I think they kind of went out and said, "Yeah, I think we deserve that." And
showed out, man.
Yeah, and so it's good for the committee. It's also good that they went out there and showed that they belong there, and maybe they have a little bit of a burr in their butt. And hey, if you use that for motivation, use it for motivation. And I know it was a close vote there with them in Mishawaka, and they had a real good tournament against top guys in the state. So should be interesting. 2A should be.
Those guys let them scrap.
Yeah, 2A should be fun. Obviously, New Prairie's been ranked number 1. Garrett's been 3 or 4 behind Delta and Belmont. I definitely can see Garrett should be a top 3 seed. I don't know who's going to get pushed out, but their performance there should be something. They should be on the opposite side of New Prairie. I'd like, that'd be kind of fun for Nick, I'm sure, going against his former school. And
the idea is we're trying to get you to recruit Penn to the region, bro. That's why we sent you out there. That's how we do it.
Yeah,
we recruit kids out over here.
Yes, and as obviously this is the best time to do it, just right in the middle of the show. I believe the CD or the brackets will be released, I believe Sunday or Monday. Let me check. I think I have it in my calendar because I have to put everything in a calendar now. I believe it will.
I got the telegram.
Sunday.
I got the telegram. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, you got the telegram. It will be yes, it'll be Sunday. I don't know exactly what time. I assume 6, 7-ish, and I don't know any other details other than if you have a radio, gather around it. But hopefully we can do something on the interwebs thing that we are working on. I heard it's kind of a big deal. It's kind of new. It's a new fad. So.
New Prairie and Garrett would be a pretty interesting duel, honestly.
Yeah.
Like they kind of match up in some weird spots.
Yes, it would be a real.
Sign me up for Fielden and Ivor again.
Yeah. So can't leave Harper. He's Harper who? Harper?
Chad was in the stands, bro. I heard him coaching.
Yeah.
I ain't lying.
Yeah.
I got this. Chad took a squad to Crown Point after the Carnahan. He had a team over there.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go to next? Mooresville, Mater Day. Thank you to everyone that came up and say what's up at Al Smith, man. I appreciate it.
Let's do Mater Day because that one will be a little quicker, just because there's some other teams sprinkled in there. So
yeah, not a lot of region teams down there. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, nope, they don't like going down south for the winter.
Union County was the team champs. Avon second, Mater Day third, Roncalli 4, Tell City 5.
Yeah, that should be obviously Mater Day and Avon will matched up, and then they're probably gonna see each other. If I can look into my crystal ball. I'm pretty positive they're gonna be a 4 and 5 seeds at Team State, so they're gonna.
We'll talk off air. Your crystal ball might be cloudy, my friend. Don't put any guarantees out there.
That's just my crystal ball. Maybe yours is different. So that should be good. Case Bridge wins 106. We were hoping to see him and Alden Walker again, but Walker lost to Cameron Schofield in the semis, and then he lost to Tom Nguyen.
Tom Nguyen, senior, he was a semi-state guy, 113 last year. Got his first loss of the year.
Yeah.
Shout out to Randall Lynch, bro.
So so that was a 106, 113. Peyton Shutley over
Max Stevens of Gibson Southern.
Max Stevens, yeah, okay. I was thinking of somebody else. Of Gibson Southern. Braden, is it Braden? Blake Getz won 120 over Mason Gels, 3-2. Gels has had a real good year, has some good wins.
That's a good match because I thought Mason Gels looked really good at the Carnahan.
Yeah.
And Getz came out. I think did he beat Getz early on? Who's Getz's lost to? Thought it was. There's a spreadsheet for that.
There's a spreadsheet for that. Nice. That's you're saying there's a spreadsheet for that.
No, Blake Getz lost to Cameron Meyer 8-1. Okay. So yeah, Evansville's gonna be fun.
Yes it is. 126 Nathan Rio over Ty Henderson 8-5.
Again, man, Nate Rio and Ty Henderson like that matchup, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. These matches are on video, so you can go look at them. I'm definitely. Maybe while I'm sitting on the beach in Florida, I'll be watching some of these matches. Definitely interested in seeing how that one went.
Real tough freshman, Patrick Dowdy, Indian Creek, 4th place. Oh man, did he? I'm looking at the results. I didn't look at the bracket.
Did who what? I'm looking at the brackets. So
I was looking. Jude Houston took 2 losses there. I lost the Fawn from Floyd Touch from the wrestleback. I knew he was in the bracket. I didn't know how it went. Yeah, I'm sure those Henderson and Rio matches are going to be exciting every single time. Those guys are both really good.
Yeah. 132. Jaden Rainey over Caleb Schaefer. Rainey does not go to school in Indiana, unfortunately. I guess fortunately or unfortunately. Hey, that'd be fun to have Rainey and Hockaday for sure.
Second after the 230s. Yes. Dude, let's go, General. That's what I'm telling you.
I think Vargo said this earlier. I like the college where the first overtime on your feet is 2 minutes. I think that you've seen a lot less matches go with the rideouts because you can see people stalling and playing a game of trying to get to the rideouts with a minute. It's hard to kind of get a stall call in a minute. 2 minutes, you're going to get those stall calls, so you have to be active. And if you don't do anything for 2 minutes, someone's probably gonna get a stall call. So I do like that, but I also do like that 30 seconds, 2 30-second periods. You go on your feet, unlimited. Screw it, just go on your feet, unlimited. First one to score, first one going about. Put a push out. I don't care. Make them. If you get 1 foot outside, you're done. So
yeah. Yeah, we have to find a better system. It was good seeing Jeff this weekend. He's always a good dude, man. I like Jeff
Yep.
a lot.
And he recalled one time I was talking to him about stalling. I told him there's one time I was not happy with his stall calls, and he recalled it pretty much exactly word for word the match, the weight class, the wrestlers and stuff. And I'll just say we weren't friends that day.
I like him, man. I like him. And he's gonna force the action too. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
he was.
it got heated there, and I still like Jeff. Just
You
that
yell
day
at him?
when I'm on the mat, I want my kids to win and try to do what I need to do. So
Nice. There you go. Hey, my man Jeff will call you for stalling.
Yeah.
He's probably calling us for stalling on the show right now.
Yes, because he wants to learn about 138, 152, 138. Isaiah Schaefer over Gunnar Butt, Tech Fall. Schaefer's looking
That was a
real
close match last year at State. I mean, Schaefer's leveling up, man. I know there's some people that want to see him at number one. They're gonna wrestle at some point, right? Hopefully.
Can we sneak Lowell into 4A Team State, and so we can maybe get that match, or at least one of Lowell's wrestlers, maybe possibly.
Lowell might be able to see New Palestine. We might get a head-to-head with Gunnar Butt and Evan Stanley. Kind of get a side-by-side. I mean, we always do transitive property of wrestling, but maybe that's a good weight. The top 6 there is really good, actually.
Yeah, Bo Jackson.
Talented freshman making some noise there.
Yeah,
beating a real tough Quentin Chef.
Yeah, in a real.
I think he beat Justice Thornton also.
Yeah, that's a good weight for him, and he lost to Chef by major, then beat him 7-5 later. So
you know what I mean?
They showed you.
You know when we came down, I'm getting thirsty.
Nice. 144 Bryce Doss won over Hunter Jenkins of Union County.
Yeah. Side note: when you're adding your results, make sure you're putting in the right kids. So we're getting some crazy results. Daniel Brown's getting some 26 results. I think Bryce Doss is getting some 113 results. Just double check that.
Yeah, and you can edit those, by the way. So if you do see a mistake, anyone can go and edit. So whether you did the result or not, if not, send us a message and we'll fix them. I did delete like 25 duplicates. I went through that. So hopefully I didn't delete any that were not duplicates. So 150 Seth Syra over Grant Volker of Modern Day.
Seth's wrestling really well, 19-0. I was kind of sad not to see him at the Carnahan when Avon brought that group up. But I believe he beat Volker in the duel and then got a fall there.
I don't do the rankings, Popey. Sorry.
Them cornrows number 1, bro. I see you.
Yes. We should have done top 5 hairstyles at the Al Smith.
Dude, I'm telling you, Connor Maddox right up there, man.
Yeah. You got Maddox, you got Juris, you have
Gage Rutan,
and then Popey. There's your top 4.
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Who would be? I don't know who number 5 would be. I had to look back.
Yes.
157. That's a huge win for Deacon Dressler over Asher Rattler. For Asher Rattler, semi-state champ at Evansville last year. Beat him 5-1. Dressler's undefeated for Gibson Southern.
Yeah, that's a good win for him. Dressler's been in the mix for a while. Just hasn't had those big wins. He was regional champ last year. Lost to Gabe Rose in the ticket round.
Nice. Brian Hughes said Hunter Jenkins returning Kentucky State champ. That's a 1-0 is always a tough match. Those are tough wins.
Yeah.
Good win for Bryce Doss.
Yeah, and then, man, these brackets are getting kind of ugly. Cooper Collins over what was it?
Griffin Larson.
Griffin Larson. I wanted to say his brother's name. Griffin Larson. Larson kind of took the scenic route there. You know, he does not appear he was seeded. Beats Tante and then Schneider and then the number 1 seed Jeremy Ray to get to the final. So pretty good. Pretty good tournament for him. And you know, Collins over James Dozier from Roncalli too. So a lot of upsets there.
Yeah. And Cooper Callens, undefeated from Vincent's Lincoln, might find himself in the rankings going forward too.
Yep. Popey, I'm just jealous that I can't make these in the cornrows. Then 190 was it Lucas Ricketts from Union County over Landon Terry.
The Terry boys got some good mustaches going right now with Popey in here. We had to rake some mustaches. I seen the pictures on the stands.
Nice.
They kind of got that little coming down Fu Manchu right past the lip.
Oh yeah, nice. Like, are they going into the law enforcement after school?
They look it. I'm definitely not telling them about any crimes. You know what I'm saying?
So Oliver Haylett from Indian Creek was third. Noah Terry did get the championship over Caden Thacker at 190.
Couple of ranked Indiana guys.
Yes, and then 215, Ethan Schrainer from Tell City over Kellen Fleur. So 2 Indiana guys.
Ethan Schraner's had a good season too. He has a win over Jet Goldsberry also.
Yeah, so he's having only one loss in the year, so that's pretty good. And then heavyweight was Austin Cummings of Union County over Avon's Braden Love. So
nice.
Good.
Cody Cox with a tech fall over Landon Hicks. Where were they at? Is that at where's Norwell?
I don't know where Norwell was this past weekend.
Let us know, Tyler Smith.
Yes. So I don't think they were at any other than maybe the ECIC.
I'm not sure how to look at it. Cody Cox is pretty tough. He had a lot of good results coming up through the ranks as a youth. As a ute.
Let's see. Were they at the ECIC? Is that where they were? No.
You want to go to Mooresville or the Spartan Classic?
Let's go Mooresville.
Mooresville.
The 53rd Mooresville Holiday Classic. What was this?
Man, I didn't know.
45th Al Smith?
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, 45th. I didn't know that there was more Mooresville Classics than the Al Smith.
I did not know that either.
If they ever boot me out of being an announcer at the Al Smith, I'm going to go to Mooresville. I want to go to Gray's cafeteria.
Sounds fun. So Mooresville, team-wise, Perry Meridian wins over Delta. Obviously, Delta is missing Jensen Boyd for probably the rest of the season, sounds like. Terre Haute South, Hamilton Southeastern, Martinsville Carmel. I think it was fairly close after day one, and looks like Perry kind of pulled away. So this is their first year in it, at least in my memory. I mean, they're not too far from Mooresville, so I'm sure they may have been in it in more than just one of the 53 years.
Yeah, they jumped around a little bit. I know they were at Al Smith for a couple of years. They were at Evansville.
So I'm sure they've been at Connorsville too. So 106 Reed, and this one was really interestingly seated.
And I don't. Yeah, we don't. I mean, it's 10 o'clock. I don't know if we have enough time to go into the way this thing was seated. We kind of talked about it Friday at the hotel. I was like, man, did they just say, if you raised your hand during the seating meeting, you got to see, hey, who wants to be number one? Right here. Cool, you're 1. 2?
Yeah, yes. Whoever was the first one to raise their hand got it.
Randy Kaliza started? Is Randy Q Randy Kaliza? He started at Classic 1972?
Yes.
Nice.
I think I have some old programs from there. So, 106, Reed Wicker over Kellen Schoaf.
That's a rematch. Chef had beat him early on, and then that's kind of what put Wicker down the ranking. So, come back and got a fall over him. Avenge his loss.
And then,
I mean, he has more than one loss. These guys put their records in before they went to Carnahan.
Yes. Yes, they did, and a lot of teams did. See, what does Wicker still? Yeah, he only has the one loss. So 113. Got to follow this back. Keegan Dressler.
That was 6 had a good weight. Calvin Clark, pretty solid. Carson Batch Eldeller, I don't know, Bachelor from Castle. And then Francisco Rodriguez was at Bishop Knoll last year, pretty solid, had a good couple of wins at Carnahan last year for Munster, came in undefeated. Sorry.
No, that's good. So 113, Keegan Dressler over Kyle Riley. Kyle Riley's had some pretty good wins, and
Yeah.
that was, I kind of consider that a little bit of an upset. Riley had a big win last week
Over
and,
Ash.
Yeah.
Beat Kate Jackson 2 weeks ago. Beat Kate Jackson again.
Yeah. So.
Keegan Dressler's really good though. Coming down from 120. He's always a guy that I've had on the watch list or right in the rankings off and on. Him at 113 is going to be a problem. I think he's tough.
Mm-hmm. Carlo Federucci ended up fourth. Kate Jackson third. So pretty good weight there.
Tyler Gentry was the 1 seed. Came in undefeated. Kane Gotzi's been in the rankings. Nash Burke has been in the rankings.
So 113, Aiden Bollinger, or 120, Aiden Bollinger over Jaden Owsley of Corydon Central.
We were just talking about Jaden Owsley too. I said, man, I'm always trying to get him in the rankings because he's always right there. Aiden Bollinger's really good.
Yeah, Bollinger's real good. Owsley over Beck Doherty from Rensselaer, 2-0 in the semis.
He was a state qualifier.
Yeah, so that's a good win for him. Anyone else?
David Bowman over Nick Anderson. That's a good win too.
The Bowman, man, when did he lose? Because he was, Bollinger had Bollinger in the quarters. Ouch.
Yeah, that'd have been not as seeded as well as the Columbus East tournament because we had Bowman, I think, as a 2.
Yeah, yes, we did. 126, Isaac Ash over Alfredo Urgel from Rensselaer. Another, man, I don't even know if he was seeded there. He came in 7-2.
Yeah, I thought having him unseeded was gonna wreck some brackets. Brennan Leonard's really tough from Martinsville. I mean, that's a good way. Wyatt Strick's always been there for Corydon Central also.
Oh, they didn't even, because that would have been where Boyd was. Boyd must have been a 2 seed, and they didn't even switch it up. They just put their backup in there. That's why that got wrecked. I give that one right there.
Okay. I'm like I said, we don't have all that time to be out here trashing.
So yeah, Orgel over Leonard in the semis. 132, Lane Horn 1-0 over Sam Mosier, and that's a good win for him. Good for him to get pushed. 6-minute match had to be. That's probably a pretty good one.
Yeah, Boyer's tough. He holds position really well, so that's a good one. And then Charlie Hutchinson, I think Boyer beat him in the semi. Luke Kirchner, John Orman. That's a pretty good weight class. Alex Tinsley was a semi-state qualifier last year.
Where did Hutchinson lost in the quarters to Orman. So.
Oh, to Orman. John Orman. I think John Orman had Aiden Bollinger 4-time Mooresville chair. Is he a senior?
Bollinger
me. I thought he was a junior. I don't know why. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Man, he doesn't seem like he's one that doesn't seem like he's been around. That usually we have those guys that, man, I swear he's been around for 7 years. Bollinger seems like hasn't been around that long.
Yeah.
I guess because he.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a senior because the 2 years at 106. The first year he's a little undersized. Now, yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Man, we'd have kept him in the rankings for another year.
I'd have ranked him right there at the top. Thank you. Did a lot. 138, Anthony Quarles over Nate Bryan. Nate Bryan's been in the rankings. That's a good weekend for Quarles for Prairie Meridian. A lot of solid guys in that weight.
Yeah. 144, Lane Kirshner, Jennings County over Avery Stanley, Rensselaer. Another.
Those guys only had losses to 38-pounders. Stanley's first loss before that Stanley was to Stanley. I guess that's weird to say. And Kirchner lost to uh, the Peyton Richards and a tight one like 14-13 or something.
150. You had Michael Nade over.
Was he the 2 seed?
He was a 3 seed.
He's pretty good. I was kind of shocked to see him that low.
Over Tanner Patton from Castle. And it looks like, okay, because Rochester was the 4 seed and he did not wrestle. So they didn't change seeds, and Patton.
He's pretty good too. I'll say, because I think he's a pretty solid kid.
Yeah. So, yeah, he ran into the finals there. 157, got to see Brant back at 157 did he wrestle 57 last week?
Yeah, he wrestled it.
Okay. So, second time. He's been down to 57 and looked pretty good. 11-7 over Jesus Lopez of Terre Haute South. So, Beck's going to be a problem at 157. He's going to be big there.
That's a pretty close match, 11-7. Shout out to Jesus Lopez. I know he's semi-state guy last year. That's a tight match. I mean, especially with the big points. Mm-hmm. I like to see how that. I don't know if they have those on track, but I'd like to go back and maybe watch that.
Yeah. 165.
Oh, I'm happy I didn't announce this tournament. The 8th place finisher, Aganze Mula. Dude, I'd have been having to ask for that dude's pronunciation for sure.
Is that Southport?
Yeah.
Aganze.
I would just say, can I see the 157 from Southport?
Yes.
That's a name.
That's one I want to see under the lights at State.
I want to see you try to announce that name in there in the bracket reveal show.
Oh, jeez, no, don't curse me like that. I am making sure I do not. I'm making sure I'm putting that one on.
Greg Rakestraw.
Coach Gable.
Don't put that on Coach Gable. Greg Rakestraw. I want to see him get that one.
Yes. Greg, you just announced this one. You're the professional announcer. Very much so. Yes, I know. As a secret, I know we've said that before, but we have called coaches before and said, "Hey, how do you pronounce this name?" And so we won't do that.
Yeah. I'm pulling for you, Southport High School, man. Get there, boy.
You just want you want me to be.
Hey, man, I do it all the time. Jason Miller's wife was impressed that I knew everyone's name, and I said, "Nah, I just make it up."
Yeah. And hey, you gotta go. You gotta go confidently and strong, and then people believe it.
165. Michael Major from the 3 seed. We got to see him at the Carnahan a little bit. He's pretty good. Got a fall over Evan Hamlin in the. There we go. Clean guard with the breakdown. I like it. Nice pancake to his bat. It's out of bounds. 5-0. Nice.
Oh.
So Major over Evan Hamlin by fall. Tyler Sandusky with a big win over ranked Cohen Davis. I know Tyler is in the chat a little bit. Probably had to go to bed. He's school, I'm sure, soon. But he got his first loss there. He was on the watch list. But, I mean, you beat guys that are ranked ahead. You got to think you're right in them rankings.
So is it Cohen? Is Cohen Jackson the first names, or is it Jackson Davis the last names?
I think it's Jackson Davis. I think it's Cohen Jackson Davis.
Okay.
Is that what I have on the rankings?
Well, it's in the database. It's Cohen Jackson Davis as Jackson Davis as the last names.
Yeah, I think it's. I think that's how his track is.
Yeah. So that one threw me off. I'm like, how do I not have? Because you had him ranked fairly high. I'm like, how do we not have a profile for him? And we did.
Yeah.
So.
Toughness.
Yes.
175. That's a pretty good weight too. Coy Bender, coming off of an impressive win last week at the Columbus East tournament, beating James Hastings by Tech Fall 15-0.
Yeah, good weight there. Then
90 was a good. 90, the top 5 guys there, I think, have been in the rankings at some point this season.
Yep, and you got Noah Sumner, state qualifier. I don't think he had a medal, does he?
I said Dusty wasn't asleep, bro. He was waiting. I see you.
We can't sleep on him.
Nope.
Cave Stebbins Sear Godwise over Stebbins in the semifinals, and then Godwise over Sumner, 19-8, big win. So definitely Godwise has been in the mix the past couple years. Obviously a junior now at an upper weight, and Perry's looking to get him on the podium here.
Yeah. Stebbins over Braxton Lewis at Cascade. And Javon Haggins has had some really good wins. He had a really good summer. I know he had some really big wins. He had 29 matches already.
He has what?
29 matches. He's 25-4.
Woo, that's a lot of matches. He's from what? Terre Haute South? North. Okay. I was gonna say
Terre Haute North side.
Yeah, because I know some of those teams like Tell City and Heritage Hills, they wrestle a lot of matches because they have their duels, and the Pocket Athletic Conference has about half of the South is in their conference, and they have to wrestle everybody.
215, Dayton Mink of Cascade over Devin Orman of Northview. I think Mink was on the watch list. Orman was in the rankings by fall. And then Jeremiah Finch was a semi-state qualifier for Ben Davis. Andy Warren, was good to see him back on the mat. I know he's had a lot of offseason success. And Ezra Frederick was in the rankings, beat Cole Adamson, who was also on the watch list. So pretty deep weight class there also.
Yep. 285, Declan Guard. Pretty tough weight class. Be a good Sean Murphy in the semis.
Yeah.
And then Keenan Mowry Shield of South Putnam.
But he in the rankings there? I know he had him in the rankings at some point.
Yes. Is he in the rankings now? I don't know.
Might be in the rankings now.
There's a website for that. Last I checked.
Yeah. Is it Declan or Declan?
Declan, I believe.
Okay.
Someone in this chat might know.
Yeah, Clint, give us the phonetics of that, my friend.
Yeah. No, he's had a real good offseason, and that's one he was he 190 last year, and saw some results from like Ice Dubuis stuff, and like, oh, he's gonna figured he'd be at 215, and he ends up being a heavyweight. And his profile picture looks like he's about 150.
Could have been. I know Clint said he doesn't want to cut weight like that. He's going to lift and eat. And I think the more he adjusts that weight, he's going to, especially coming from a small weight, I think those guys tend to. Yeah, he was at 75 last year. I thought he was lower than that.
Okay. Yes. That's even worse.
He's going to be trouble for some guys, man. He moves well. You start getting some of those big guys and you get those attacks, and if the more he gets comfortable there, I think it's going to be tough. This is a good weight. There's a lot of good guys. Alec Luna, I believe he was a regional champ, or he was I know he's in the semi-state ticket round for McCutcheon. He was 8th. Sean Murphy's had a really good career for Terre Haute South. And Keegan Mowry Shields, South Putnam. Guard's only loss, or one of his only losses, was to Cameron Kaufman.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be, like you said, I mean, you have someone like Guard who's going to be a smaller heavyweight. You have Hazlett, who's a smaller heavyweight. You have Caleb Evans, a smaller heavyweight. You have Samborski, another smaller heavyweight. And you're looking at some of those guys in the rankings at heavyweight, and Maximus Forrester, not a small heavyweight.
No, he likes to lift weights too.
Yes.
That boy he loves to lift weights.
Hayden Smith's a small heavyweight.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Because you're gonna have, coming out of that South Bend area, you'll have Cameron Kaufman and Guard. Coming out of East Chicago, you could possibly have Juris, Machende. I think I'm missing someone over there too. Coming out of Crown Point, you're gonna have Samborski and Hazlett. And Mitch Kurkowski, and you could have had Hartle too. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see the draws that you see. Heavyweight's deep over there.
Yeah, and heavyweight, being a guy that's coming up, obviously, like you said, from 145, he knows how to wrestle different styles, and
it's live, my friend.
Yeah,
we're about to talk about the Defiance Border Wars too.
Defiance Border Wars. All you have to say is Homestead killed it. End of story.
Bro, are there really 57 teams at the Defiance Border Wars?
Yes, but they don't all bring. There's a lot of teams that don't. They don't bring full lineups. That's just you. If you look towards the bottom half, I mean, no one's even the 26 team only brought 5 kids, so it is very sprinkled in. No one, geez, 44th team brought. No, there's 51. Yeah, a lot of teams very partial lineups, but so which is because there's no the biggest weight was 44 at 42, so there were only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weights over. Oh, 7 and 8, I guess. 8 of the weights had over 32, so that's how they do it in Ohio. So, and Homestead won with only 12 kids.
Yeah, without one of the.
They won the border. The border is now in Indiana.
Boom. Represent. I mean, really, it was a tough. We were joking. Obviously, we're making jokes, but it was a tough week for Homestead with missing out on the team state vote. And they go out there and they put in work, man. And they kind of dominated, 222 to 188.
Yes, yeah, and they beat. I see Indian Lake in there. I know some people. I've wrestled some guys from Indian Lake, so I wrestled someone from Napoleon and Defiance. I don't think.
Shout out to East Side. East Side was 10th.
Yeah, that's a good tournament for them, and a deep weight. They might have been a little bit higher if nope. Powered by the Butler McDonald's. So, yeah, they had a good tournament. White Cox 6th, Con Warfield 8th, King Carter, Noah Dub both placed. Lincoln Carter won it. Job Richmond 8th. So,
Cameron Raypool won it at 106 for Homestead, freshman, 16-3.
Yep.
Drew Hessler, runner up, wrestling real well, real tough freshman, 25-2.
Yeah, and they didn't have Caleb Evans, which would have added another 25 odd points there. So
Keaton Benedict, runner up at 126 for Homestead.
Hunter Douglas, runner up. Jordan Rain.
Man, that's tough. Like Hunter Douglas wrestling real well too.
Yeah, Ben Hartzell was a runner up. So they had a lot of placers. Definitely a team effort there, and having some depth and getting guys on the podium is.
They didn't have Jake Thrash either. I was wondering. I didn't go to the brackets. Solid, man. Just a solid team effort. Dominic Dunn was third at 175 for the Cow.
The Barons. They had Dominic Dunn and Brady Long, 215. So yeah, some good weights there, and obviously you bring in 50 teams and 30 some kids, it's going to be solid.
Yeah, you go there and took it down, man. That's pretty impressive. I know we were kind of talking about that a little bit Friday night that they were leading the tournament, and just kind of shows the depth that they have in their lineup, that they can go there without some of their. Jake Thrash is a guy to win the rankings, and obviously Caleb Evans, the top 5 guy.
Yep. So, last but not least, the Spartan Connorsville Classic. It was on the interwebs. So.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike Morgan and Nicole for seeding this thing, getting it right, listening, doing their thing. That's pretty awesome. I don't know how the seats held up, but.
I think he was trying to at least separate kids, and I know he gave me a call right before I was walking into the seating meeting for the Al Smith. He's like, "Hey, can you help me?" I'm like, no. I'd love to, but you got to call me more.
Shout out to Connorsville for letting those guys do it. Those guys know wrestling. They're around a lot of off-season stuff. Sorry. I'm pulling off an IndianaMat shirt. First, second IndianaMat shirt.
How many IndianaMat shirts do you have underneath there?
2 more.
Yes.
As long as this show goes, we might need 2 more of these things.
Yeah. So good to have them seeding it and getting kids separated. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want the better. You don't want to see those crazy first round matches like you used to have back in the day.
Yeah.
And so some good matches there. A lot of good teams: Fishers, Greenfield Central, Carroll, Heritage Hills, Bishop Chittard, East Noble. I know they were in the team state mix. So Madison, you we had Triple B representing down there. His first trip to the Spartan Bowl, and so seated after 52 years. Is that how many Connorsville? I mean,
sounds like 52. Why would Eric Spikes be making that up?
oh, he probably does know because he posted a picture of one of the brackets. he has a few of those. So yeah, good tournament. Fishers won by 4.5 over Greenfield Central. Carroll was third. Go Chargers. So let's just go over. I'm just gonna go to the
106. Heather Crawl over Joey Warner of Carroll, a real tough freshman. That's Joey Warner's first loss. Crawl undefeated. I bet she has a couple. How many Spartan Classics does she have now? 2 for sure. Maybe 3.
I think she might have 3 or 4.
I think they've been on the internet for the last 4 years. Let's see.
Yeah, Spartan Classic. So she won this year. She won last year.
They streamed the Spartan Classic, Craig Akers.
What? I did see the she won it in 2022. Last one, 2021. I do not see it from the 2021. Or no, sorry, it'd be 2020. Did they not? They didn't. No.
Maybe that'd be the COVID year. I don't know.
So it'd have been
Brian Hughes
24, 23, 22, 21. So it'd be 21. So I do not see it from 2021 on here.
It says lost in the finals as a freshman. Still a really, really cool accomplishment, man.
Yeah.
4-time finalist, 3-time champ. That's pretty cool. I was kind of looking forward to that match. I know Joe was getting some live updates. She's really tough. I think Joey Warner's really tough.
Yeah, I definitely was very interested in that match. I know Joey, like you said, Joey's real tough. He's been around here, known him for a while. And Curl's a good measuring stick to see where you're at and what you need to work on. And she's gonna be she's a tough out, no matter who you are, and especially she's gonna be hard to score on. She's gonna be flexible, gonna be hold a good position, and so that's a good measuring stick for him. I'm sure he'll be back in the room this week, working to have a work hard to get that a win over her. So.
That's really cool, man. Correct. I know she's gonna be trying to get a medal this year. She's got a couple shots at state, and that's the last shot for it, man.
Yeah, 113. Lincoln Parsons over Ian McVicker. Good win for Parsons. McVicker handed him his first loss. McVicker had a win over Brady Harper.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago, and pretty good weight class with Seth Lamb. Patterson. Which one's Patterson? Did he lose first round and wrestle all the way back? No, he lost second round. It was Caleb Patterson from Jasper. Ends up running it back for third. Jet McGuire at 120 over Owen Ingalls.
Jet McGuire's pretty good.
Yeah. And speaking of, when we're saying Bollinger doesn't seem like he's been around for 4 years. Keelan Fuller seems like he's been around for a while.
I think Keelan Fuller. I felt like I felt like he was a state qualifier 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. He's been around forever. He does a good job. That's a good weight. That's a really good weight. Jet McGuire, Owen Ingalls. Owen Ingalls at the Trikoff. I saw him at the Carnahan. Tobias Bowling's been in the rankings. Cole Freeze of Franklin County. Chase Brickey, Keelan Fuller, Nolan Mullins of Jasper. I know he had a really good run at freshman sophomore state. That's a good weight class.
Yeah, pretty solid weight class. Solid. Braden Voles only took 20 seconds to pin Drew Zuckervelt of Madison. Zuckervelt had a good win over Ethan Rose in the semifinals. So
I think Ethan Rose I think they wrestled a couple weeks ago. I think Ethan Rose got the better of him too. So it's a good bounce back.
Fall there. So what did Rose? Yeah, Ethan Rose beat him 5-3, and he reversed that to a tech fall. So obviously, it's triple B coaching.
That's what I heard.
So yeah, that's a good win for him. Will Haraski was third. So good weight class there, top to bottom. Braden Volt's not getting paid by the hour though.
No.
Ginormous weight class, 132. Chase Yant over Eli Hedges.
What if Chase Yanna stay at 32? I know he's going to bounce between both. They keep telling me 26, but I know he's wrestled out of 32. I mean, they got some options, obviously.
Yeah, they definitely have.
I'm glad he got back to the wedding.
Yeah. So.
He was the one that missed the Carnahan for the wedding, so I'm happy he's back.
Yes. Hopefully the wedding was good. Third place there was Lathan James from Carroll. Good. He's a freshman that's pretty solid. Real good quarterback, actually. And he taking some lumps at 138 and starting to get his feet
underneath him. Little quarterback. 132 pounds quarterback?
Yeah.
Is he tall?
He's kind of tall, yeah. It was freshman quarterback, so, but nice kid.
I was thinking, man, like he was your guys, because your guys' varsity quarterback's going somewhere pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's going to Iowa, so.
So he doesn't like to score offense. That's cool. Is he good at handing the ball off?
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm working on a new quarterback for Carroll. I can't tell you who it is, but yeah, I'm working on a new quarterback.
Why would you do that to Lathan James, man?
Just for 1 year. Just for 1 year. I've been talking to a friend. He may or may not look like me.
Why would he leave Holiday Land?
Because you've been to Victory Bay, haven't you?
I assume the Holiday Land's fun.
So, yeah. Oberlin's probably trying to figure this out, who I'm recruiting. So.
He's going to make a mean post about that. Don't do that.
138, Tylen Thrine. I'm pretty positive this is his third, based on what my experiences are. Third title over Peyton Richards, 17-8. I know some people were saying that's going to be a pretty close match. Thrine, when he wants to turn it on, he's going to turn it on, and he's pretty good. He's real good. And
he doubled his career losses last week.
Yeah. Yes.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Someone said he had a close match early on, and then I was like, oh, man, went through it. It was like he pinned him in like 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Like, how close was it, bro? Come on.
Yeah. And then Ashton Goney from Cowan. Real tough freshman there. Only 2 losses on the year. One to Richards. He got third. Is it Caden Zuber?
Zuber, yeah.
Cade Zuber from Greenfield Central was fourth. So another pretty solid weight class there.
Colin Troyer has been in the mix for Franklin County. Another guy I feel like that's been there forever, unless there's more Troyers that's name start with a C. And Lucas Caldwell, pretty tough senior for Decatur Central.
And then our friends at Bishop Chittard got a champ, Jack Davis.
That's a good match. That's a really good match.
And then,
I thought it was a pretty good weight class overall.
Yeah. Reed beat Gabe Rose by major. And in the semis, Andrew Wilson from East Noble was in the other semifinal. And Wilson over Rose in the third place match. Yeah, and he is 7th place finisher. We can't sleep on Double B, Brennan Bentz. So he was 7th there. And which Smith was that? Alex Smith? That was Jackson
Smith. JJ Harlow over Jackson Smith.
Yes, there's a lot of Smiths.
Alex, the next weight up.
150 would be Alex Smith over Sam Bustamante from Chittard. I think Chittard had a real good match. It's going to be a real good tournament. It's going to be interesting to see where they end up seeding wise, because they did lose to Purdue Polytech, and but then they outplaced them here a little bit better. So I don't know how
That'd be interesting.
how you figure that stuff out seating wise. Glad it's not my job.
Nope, not my job either.
Yes. So don't come complain to us. You can call Dane Filling at 260.
499.
I'll just give you Rex's number.
Yeah.
He's not even in here right now, so he won't care.
You can call 620-222-2222.
Yes. Maybe we just give him the radio station's number.
That'd be great.
You can complain about the seeds and request your favorite song.
Do they play music too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What kind of music?
Just some. I don't even know how you would explain it. Older music, not like rock, just kind of some solid pop music.
Like old timey music?
Not old
Like
timing,
from-
probably. I don't know. I don't even.
I'll listen to it tomorrow at work.
Yeah, listen to it tomorrow at work. It'll be some good music.
One of the biggest surprises of the weekend, Jackson Bradley of Cowan jumping 2 weight classes to 157 pounds. Joe said that he posted that it was a 20-pound allowance for the new year. So Jackson jumped, 15 or so.
Yeah, I had to double check my graphics. I want to be like, man, I'm getting this kid in trouble. I don't want to deal with AJ or Casey Bradley upset at me.
Man, I'm positive he made 44 at some point this year. I think he has matches at 44. That's crazy.
Yeah, I am pretty positive he made 144 at the Clinton Prairie Invitational, which was 2 weeks prior to that.
Good for him, though, man. I think he's going to focus on lifting weights and getting better, too. No more cutting weight for him.
Yeah, his dad's pretty tall and stuff, and he's grown. So wasn't he like 113 as a freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a pretty big 32 last year, and just kept growing. And obviously, if you're going to grow, let him grow, and he's probably going to be probably 65, 74 pounder in college. His dad, I believe, was a 74 or 84 in college. So, yeah, good tournament for him. Tech fall his way to a champion. Oh, he had one pin. So,
was he OW? I think they said he was OW, right?
Yeah, and he beat Pike kid.
Emmanuel Akapagia. He's pretty good. I think he's had some pretty good results.
Yeah, and Akapagia beat Cameron Mikesell, who's a pretty good Western Boone wrestler in the semis. Bradley dominated Naiden Houston from East Central. Mikesell ended up running it back to third. So, good weight there. Silas Foster usually wrestles 57. And per the professor, I will make sure I clear the air.
Yes.
Foster usually wrestles 57. So,
but they did not know that Jackson Bradley was going to be at 57. They felt that the tougher matches with the more ranked guys was at 65.
Yes.
And he's not wrong.
Yeah. That is per the professor, and I believe they're not going to run for. Obviously, Foster went to the Ironman. He's not going to run from an Indiana State placer. Just so people clear the air.
Well, I mean, you have Riley Biddle's in the rankings. Mason Thompson's in the rankings. Boomer Heston is in the rankings. Damian Dance always goes in the state tournament with single-digit losses. August Adams and Carroll had a really good tournament.
Yeah, finishing third there at a real good weight.
And Gabe McNamee also had a really good tournament. So I don't think he was running from competition. I think that they just didn't know that Jackson Bradley was going to be at 157. Because I think originally it was listed at 144 too, because he was unseated, right?
He was unseated at 57, I think.
Craziness.
Yeah, and then.
But they fixed it.
Yep, they fixed it. They gave him the proper seat, I think.
Yeah.
And 175, Xavier Smith, having a real good year, finished first. Tech falls his way. He beat Roy Thornberry from Hagerstown.
The Wild Thornberry? That's what I heard.
The wild one?
Yep.
So.
Nah, I never hear that. I was just joking.
Xavier's pretty tough. And
he is really tough.
he's gonna be a problem at 175. Gonna be tough to beat. 190, Christopher Quarles, right?
They have him listed as Chris, but Christopher, he probably by his government name.
Yes. He beat Nathan Schaefer, state qualifier from Newcastle in the finals. Good
By
win for
fall, his
him.
first loss of the season.
Yeah. So, and then 215, real good finals match. Travis Henke over Jet Goldsberry. Pretty good quarterback himself, if I'd say so myself.
That's what I heard.
Might look good in a Carroll uniform.
Dude, you would be a hero. They'd probably throw you a parade because you guys get like a medalist in track, a quarterback that just won a state title, and a top probably 10 wrestler at least.
Yeah. So we're working on it. Come live with Uncle Joe. So yeah, Henke, good win there. And Goldsberry, I know, tough wrestler. Henke, big, good-looking 215 pounder.
Tell us how you really feel.
It'll be interesting to see how he does. Obviously, Northridge isn't getting, going to the bigger events and stuff. So, getting a good match with Goldsberry. He beat a good.
That's a good weight, honestly.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a really tough weight. Alicia Johnson, Decatur Central is really good. Julian Burgett was at the Carnahan. He's solid. That's a good win for Johnson. So I'm sure there's a couple good matches from there.
Yeah. So, and then heavyweight, another good weight class. A couple state qualifiers taking some losses. Tyson Rui from Jasper over Hayden Smith, state placer actually.
Placer.
Yeah. Hayden Smith there. So Smith had a real good tournament, 6'5", Rui over him. And Braden Lothamer from Carroll over Max Amberger for third.
So, Braden Lothamer almost got a win he almost got a medal at the Al Smith too, right?
Yeah, I heard he was gonna do well there.
Shout out to my boy, the General Heavy Hands, man. We seen him out there. He had to go to work Saturday, so he didn't get to come back.
Yeah. We missed him Saturday though. There were fireworks and he wasn't there. That's usually the fireworks are when he's there.
Dude, yeah, I didn't think about that.
So, real good turn. It looks like they added some good teams to the Spartan Classic and pretty good depth there. So, made it a little bit deeper and some real good matches. Heritage Hills, Carroll added. Madison had some good kids.
I heard a team from the Al Smith might go back. They said they had a couple of championships there before.
Yeah, that'd be.
They might have just been talking some angry talk at one point, but
yeah. So
maybe
this week, the only really big thing on this week, I believe, is we have some duels. I don't know 100% if they're truly taking place, but
I heard Hobart has 2 duels this week.
Yes, they have some Illinois teams. I believe.
Oh yeah, I think they're wrestling Marist this week.
That'll be a good one. The North Montgomery Holiday Duels and Invitational will be going on. That should be a good one. The Alexandria, Centerville, Delphi, Greencastle, Hamilton Heights, Hanover Central, Harrison, New Haven, Noblesville, North Central, Northmont, obviously, North Putnam, Pendleton Heights, and Rensselaer Central, and West Vigo and Whiteland. So
that's always a wild one with results, man. Because you got the duels and you got an individual, so that's always interesting.
Yeah, so should be some good matches there. They play, it's a Wheaton Tri-Duel, Marmium Academy and Hobart. I don't know who else is there.
So that's what it's Marmium.
So, and then you also have the girls sectional is Friday. So, girls are starting their state tournament. We got one iteration of their rankings up today. There will be some changes, not too many, before sectional as soon as the seating meetings take place and everything. So, kind of a light week as far as wrestling goes, but should be some good ones. I don't know. I know North Miami has a 2-day tournament with a lot of duels. Twin Lakes, it looks like Delphi is having something, so I got to double check on some of these because it's just kind of a weird week and how the counter fell.
Doesn't Maryville Crown Point usually this week at a duel?
I think it's next week actually.
Uh,
But this how the counter fell this year, this is like almost a dead week because of the holiday, and usually it would be this week, the week after Al Smith, but everything kind of got pushed back or held, and this is one of those weeks of where that is. So yeah, Maryville Crown Point should be. I know, talking to the Maryville kid or the Crown Point kids, yeah, that is the 8th. January. I mean, we're already talking January.
yeah, talking January 2025.
Yes, we'll be at 2025. So, yeah, so that will be next week. Yeah, Mishawaka Northridge. They should have a good 215-pound match there. So, and obviously there's Harrison at Center Grove, Porter's Valpo. There's a lot of good matches next week, and that doesn't include that.
Nice.
There's this little team state thing going on, I believe, next weekend.
Woo-wee. Well, I think we'll have something to talk about.
Yes, we will. We'll have some brackets to talk about next week. Ooh, got Penn and Mishawaka. That got pushed. Usually, Penn and Mishawaka is usually before Al Smith, right?
Not usually afterwards. I gotta use the bathroom, huh?
Okay.
The show's going a little long. Sorry, guys. I drink a lot of drinks.
Man, he got drinks. He has to go to the bathroom. Tried to find a shirt. Jeez. So, yeah, there's some... next week should be some good matches. This weekend, a little bit slower. We do have Belmont Adams Central. Battle for Adams County. Terre Haute South and Mater Dei was wrestling on the 2nd. Just Chatard and Westfield, Tell City, Floyd Central, Kankakee Valley and Hobart. So actually some really good duels for a light week that we have coming up, and should be some good wrestling. Definitely interested in the North Montgomery holiday duels. Got number 1 in 1A, number 12 in 4A, and number 5 in 3A. So, but there's some good duels coming up. Belmont Adams Central, Kankakee Valley at Hobart, Terre Haute South Mater Dei, and Chatard Westfield, and Tell City at Floyd Central.
Not bad. Sounds like a lot of fun.
For a light week of duels, those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good duels. There's some quality there, so it should be some good matches there. Feels weird we're not ranking anything at the end. Got all our rankings done.
Yeah, you just gotta go back and watch the beginning of the show.
Yeah. So before we get off here, anything you want to say or?
Just again, obviously I appreciate Mishawaka and the staff for having me there, and I like being on the mic, and it's a lot of fun. Just seeing everybody from the weekend. It's always really cool. A good group of people there.
Yeah, great tournament, and always looking to make it better. And it was a lot of fun this 2 days. Talking to people. We did get invited to I guess Bloomington South has hospitality rooms for their duels.
Oh yeah,
dude, I
mean, I take back everything I said about that stall call earlier. I forgot that they invited us to their hospitality room. Terrible stall call. I can't believe they would do that to that guy.
So let's see. Any good duels coming up that we want to go? I mean, they have an Owen Valley duel on January 8th. And Columbus East, January 16th.
Maybe that would be the one.
Yeah, maybe we'll just head down there. And hey, for free food, we'll travel. We'll travel for free food.
Did they do hospitality room for duels?
That's what she said.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe you can.
Who told you this?
It was one of the moms. She didn't. She just said she was from Bloomington South and that they like our show. So, we could go to Conference Indiana. They're hosting that on the 18th. Oh wait, I'll be at Cubs Convention. Sorry. So can't do that. They wrestle Edgewood. So they do have regional. We can go there regional on the 8th.
Nah, I don't.
So I got things to do for that regional. I got to get ready for the brackets. So yeah, it should be, so I'll find a way. We'll find a way to get down there soon, very soon. But thanks to everyone. It's fun always to sit there and talk to people. Even Jose Diaz, man, he's annoying.
He's my guy, man.
Yeah.
He's fun.
I had to calm him down a few times and hand fight him. I was gonna snap him down, but I didn't think that.
He said Joe's strong, man. He said he grabbed up Joe. He's pretty strong.
Yeah, guy got that farmer strength, man. I've thrown right around some bales of hay before, so he can't. He needs to realize that I come from the farmland of DeKalb County. So with that, we're gonna get out of here, and we will see you guys in 8 days on a Monday. Back on Mondays next week, and we'll have a lot to talk about. About Team State. Pretty much that's all we're probably going to talk about. But until then, we will see you later.